going to sort that cellar out this morning, or what?
Well, you sweat, can't you? Can't you see I'm sorting me GG's out?
Tell me something. Have you ever sat on a horse in all your life?
Can't say I have.
Well, what makes you think you're such an expert on them?
Well, that doesn't follow, does it? I mean, I've never been out with Sophie Loren, but it doesn't mean to say I don't know a good thing when I see one.
I wouldn't care, but you always lose.
Well, I've had 1 or 2 losers in the past, yeah, but that can happen to anybody.
Why don't you change all your money into 10-pence pieces, and then when the mood comes over you, you can go outside and drop them down a grid one by one?
Don't talk wet, woman, will you? You know naught about gambling. You have noticed that about you before.
Hello, you lovely people.
We're not open.
Yeah, well, the wagon being nearby, I thought I'd pop in and see if you had any special rubbish to shift, you know.
We have. It's you.
Do you know, it's just as well I've got a good sense of humour. It's very hard being friendly with some people. Anyway, Bet, while you're thinking about it, and with it being such hard work humping bins, I'll have a pint.
No chance.
I'll pay for it. I mean, I don't want a freebie. I might even say one for yourself.
Up it, Yates. We're busy. Can't you say that?
Now, Eddie, you know I can't serve you.
Oh, the licensing laws in this country, they're flaming stupid.
Yes, well, they're there to stop blokes like you from supping themselves to death.
Yeah, you're right there, love. How that keeps Yates alive must be stupid. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to join myself a nice cool pint. I'm entitled to, because I work here, see.
That, of course, is a matter of opinion.
Morning, Mrs. Walker.
Mr. Yates, you shouldn't be on these premises. Now, in 45 minutes, we should be glad of your custom. But for the moment...
Do you know, I'm going to go teetotal one of these days, then you'll all be sorry.
Now, Fred, high time that you were seen to the cellar.
Oh, yeah, I was just on my way, Mrs. Walker. I was just giving Bet a hand with the glasses.
Licensed premises cannot be successfully run without constant hard work and unremitting attention. Now, dear, I am just popping off to Altrincham to do some unavoidable shopping. I'm sure you can cope.
Oh, yeah. Famous for it.
So what time are you meeting Ron Sykes?
12:30 at Bridge Street.
And he didn't say what he wanted or anything?
Well, you heard as much as me, love.
I wish I knew what he was after. Do you know what I think? I think he's going to try and talk into going back to guitar with him.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Well, I don't think you should go and see him, Brian. Just forget it.
Oh, come on, love. I said I'd go. I don't want to let him down again. He's a pal, you know, as well as me boss.
He's not your boss anymore.
True, but he is a pal.
Well, just don't let him talk you into going back, that's all.
Do you really think I would? We've been through all that. I'm not going back, girl, no way. I'm stopping here with you. That's what you want, isn't it?
More than anything.
I can't go.
Eh?
I can't go.
Well, you should knock. It's a definite rule of the game. You knock if you can't go.
I suspect you enjoy it because it's a submission ritual, comparable to a defeated animal rolling meekly on its back.
If we're playing, we play properly. Right. I'm out.
Right. Well, we'll have another drink, and seeing as you won, I'll get them.
That's only fair.
You mean if I win a game, you'll get the drinks then, will you?
They'll have cold time before you win.
Yes, please, Bet. Half a bitter and a rum.
Right, Ken. Oh, I'm running about like a scalded cock here.
All on your own today, then?
Well, Annie Walker's doing a posh tour of all the grand shops. But it's flaming Fred G, isn't it? I'm not kidding you. His disappearing act's better than the Indian rope trick. 1 minute he's here, then I turn me back to get a packet of crisps, and hey presto, I'm talking to myself.
Hey, before I go back to work, when are we moving into your house?
Don't ask me. You know what solicitors are like when it comes to conveyancing houses. They make snails look reckless.
Well, you'll have to gee 'em up a bit then, won't you?
What's all the big hurry?
Well, now we've definitely decided to have it, I want to move in, don't you?
What I want has got nothing to do with it. What I did want was for us to stay where we are and to get a reasonable price for that other property, and you know that.
Oh, come on, you can start looking on bright side a bit now.
What bright side's that, then?
Well, for a start, we'll be living in a much better house and it won't have cost us anything.
Won't have cost? What about all the hours I put in building it and all the materials? Talk sense, woman.
Yeah, well, you'll cop for that out of what you make on the old one, and it's tax-free.
You could argue that black was white, couldn't you?
Admit it, works out quite nicely.
And aren't you forgetting all the other extra expenses? You're going to want money for new carpets and all that.
Oh, thanks, love. I'm glad you've mentioned that.
Eh?
Well, I thought you were going to be a bit difficult over that. Anyway, I'm going back to work now. You stay and have a nice pint or two. I might bring some carpet samples home tonight with me.
So, the traveller's tales were right. You're not extinct. You and the abominable snowman.
Mind your back, Lynch.
Here you are, alive and well, and stealing Annie Walker's TV set. She'll kill you. You know that, don't you? 1 for going into a bedroom, and 2 for touching the Holy Grail.
Well, she won't know, will she? She won't be back till tea time. I bet you a quid.
With your betting record, I'd take it right back, mate. Oh, and listen, while you've been messing about, I've been struggling here all on my own, with pints and shandies. Just me. The thin red line, mate, and I'm sick of it.
Ah, well, I'm here now, so stop moaning. I just thought I'd put the telly on the counter there, and I can watch my investment.
What's he on about?
The racing woman, I can watch me money run.
You're going round the twist with this racing, you are. You're going to be like a flipping drug addict. I happen to know for a fact that you've tried to sub a week's wages in advance off Annie Walker. What were that for? To pay off your losses?
Mind your own business, Lynch.
Oh, come on, Fred, you can tell me. How much are you down?
I'm one of nature's winners, me flower. Come on, get out of the way while I plug this in. Come on.
Shop! Rita? Mavis? Hello, is anybody there? Oh, there you are. I was just getting worried. How do you mean? Well, for a moment I thought it was the mystery of the Marie Celeste all over again. Everything apparently normal, but all human life suddenly vanished. Oh, Mavis is here. No, actually she isn't. Well, what I mean is Mavis should be here. Oh, I'm sorry you've been in trouble. She shouldn't know, right, to leave shop empty like that. No, it's just this magazine I wanted to pay for. I didn't like to take it without paying, and I didn't like to leave the money on the counter. You never know who's about these days. That's true. Well, I know who isn't about that should be. Sorry you've been in trouble, love. Bye. 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 Mavis? Where are you? Mavis? Are you in there? Hell do you think you're playing at? That till could have been emptied or anything. What so?
It's Harry.
Oh, not gone to the great white cage in the sky, has he?
No. He's laid an egg.
He's what? Well, flip me. It's an egg, all right.
Oh, that must be why he's been so quiet and miserable.
Well, you'd be quiet and miserable if you try and produce something like that.
Yes, I dare say. Oh, who's a clever boy, then?
That's another thing, Mavis. Boy budgies don't lay eggs.
Oh, no.
No matter how clever they are.
Oh, it was a shock, Rita. Oh, who's a clever girl, then?
Time you call this? You're 3 minutes late.
Blimey, we're on 3 minutes. It's not a hanging job, is it?
It's sloppy, Brian. It's not business-like.
Yeah, well, I mean, I want to. Anyway, what's this all about?
LSD, sunshine. Earning a living and all that jazz.
Before you start, Ron, I'm not flying back with you, so you can save your breath. I've had enough of the desert sun to last me a lifetime.
Look, do yourself a favour and shut up a minute, will you? This is why I asked you to meet me here. This place we're standing outside.
What are you on about, Ron?
My future, sunshine. And yours, if you've got sense, I think you have. So take a good look at it.
Go on!
Pathetic.
Come on, come on!
Man, carrying on like a member.
Go on, there's a good one.
Question time.
Go on! Terrific.
Have you won?
Walked it. What'd I tell you, Lynch? I'm that others can pick 'em.
What about all the others that lost?
Well, I've had 1 or 2, yeah, but I mean, well, that can happen to anyone, can't it?
And now you've had one winner.
The start of many, Flower, the start of many.
How much have you won, Fred?
Let's see, 5 or 2 to 1, 10 quid.
You betting 5 quid a time. You want your head feeling.
No point in putting coppers on, Lynch, is there? You've got to speculate to accumulate.
If I was you, I'd abdicate. Get out now.
How you coming to money?
Ah, you can't say that, Albert.
Well, I dare say you buy around to celebrate then.
Ah, he doesn't miss a trick, this one, does he? Go on, give him half. Have one yourself, stop your mithering.
I'll gladly have a drink with you, Frederico, but I still think you're balmy.
Hey, I never said a discouraging word, you know. I mean, what I say is a well-deserved and popular win.
Hey, I must be mad. Give him a drink. Here we are, let's have a look at this now. Ah, yes. I can feel it in my kidneys. I'm going to give that Sammy Chadwick a right caning.
What, a bookie?
Yeah. He's not just a book, he's sort of a mate of mine as well, you know.
He's bound to be fond of you, Fred. Let's face it, you pay for his holidays, don't you?
Hey, I've had enough of your jabs when I was losing, so you can shut up now. Yes. A little something in the 230, I think.
What are you backing?
Let's see. Lovable lady, she'll stroll it.
Is it a filly?
Oh, hello. Another expert. I can see it.
Look, I do happen to know there's lady horses and gentleman horses.
Well, all I've got to say is, if you've got to throw your money away on the female sex, why does it have to be horses?
Hey, Fred, while you're on a winning streak, yeah, stick a quid on for me, will you?
Oh, all right, sonny. I'll put a few coppers on for you. You're never going to get rich. I'll tell you that, Yates. Chadwick's, Fred G, yeah? Credit office, please.
A fine collection of muck in here.
Well, there's nobody that won't shift. I bet nobody's been in here for 15 years. That's what last bloke who had it went kaput.
What have we got in mind, then? And what did you mean, this is the future?
Well, it's not a bad pitch, is it? Handy for town. It's cheap.
Aye. For what, though?
A garage, you barn pot. I'm not thinking of opening a massage parlour.
What, are you thinking about buying it, then?
Thinking about renting it for a kick-off. I bet I could get this place for peanuts. My old place was like this when I first got it. Bit different when I finished with it, wasn't it?
I thought you had a belly full of the garage game.
Ah, well, I had it time. But after 6 months in Qatar, when I think about my old place, nice rosy glow to memory, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. You're not going back, then?
Oh, I'm going back. I'll stick it out for the last 3 months. But I reckon when I finish here, time's going to be right for this place.
Well, best of luck to you.
You game or what, then?
What, you're offering me a job?
Yeah. I was thinking more like a partnership.
With me?
Well, you know your stuff on motors. You're a good grafter. And I bet you'll work twice as hard for a share at Tekkins. So what about it?
Blimey, Ron, I don't know. When you say partners, do you mean 50-50?
No, I was thinking more in lines of 60-40. You'll bit 40. So interested or what?
Yeah, I'm interested. I think.
Come on, then. No tells to see you. We'll have a pint in Rovers and talk about it.
And when I looked into the cage, there it was. An egg.
Oh, that's smashing.
Well, yes, I suppose it is, really. But, I mean, at first, though, it gave me quite a turn.
But you're pleased now, aren't you?
Well, yes, I think so. And, I mean, at least I'm glad that the ordeal's over for Harry. Because, well, I mean, it must have been an ordeal for him, don't you think? Well, I keep calling him. And, I mean, all the time I do realise that Harry's a her.
I'm glad to hear that, because I thought you hadn't grasped the facts of life.
Oh, I know what I can do. I could call him Harriet. You know, the other worry is that some birds do eat their own eggs, don't they? Or am I thinking of snakes?
No, it's budgies. They like them lightly boiled with a few soldiers on the side.
Rita, this is serious. I think I'll just nip upstairs just to see if everything's all right.
Instead of keep running up and downstairs, we could have the confinement down here.
Yes, all right.
I think one of us might have to act as an emergency midwife, you know.
What's the matter?
I wouldn't ask if I were you.
Why, what's up?
You'll only get embarrassed. It's women's thing.
Have you any idea what the hell she's talking about?
Oh, yes. Babies.
Babies? What's Mavis got to do with babies?
Before you jump to the wrong conclusion, Harry's laid an egg.
Isn't it wonderful, Mr. Fairclough? Nature's miracle of new life. Look, Nicky.
Yeah? What's that underneath the egg?
Well, I put it on some cotton wool. I thought it best.
Oh, she's looking very pleased with herself. Who's a clever girl, then, eh?
Are you sure that's an egg? Looks more like a sugared almond to me. Yeah, that's what it'll be. Eddie Yates will have been in while your back was turned.
If you can't say anything sensible, shut your gob and stop showing us up.
That's the lad who's got to win it. Up the line, that's the lad is the winner. Lebanon lad is second. In third place from
Hellfire! Marvellous. Where was ours? Last but flaming one.
It's the jockey, it must be.
Well, you said it'd stroll it. You were dead right.
It was a dead cert, that horse, I'm telling you. They fixed it, that's what they've done. They fixed the flaming
I'll tell
race.
you what, it's the last dead shares are better yours, Fred. Stan Ogden's a better tipster than you are.
Sure.
It's cruel, Eddie, true, but cruel. Sup up, lads, will you? Come on now, it's time.
See, your main item's your equipment, innit?
How much do you reckon?
Well, it depends. It doesn't have to be new stuff, and I've got a lot of mates in trade. Anyway, I reckon if we prepare to put our own money in, my bank manager's not going to be too awkward about a loan.
When you say our money, how much do you mean?
Well, you earned a few quid out in Qatar, didn't you? Same as I did.
You mean all of it?
It's better than spending it. If you put it in bank, what's it going to be worth in 5 years? Look at it like this. It's like investing in yourself, innit?
Oh, I don't know, Ron. There's a lot of little backstreet garages around the place already.
So we try harder, don't we? Anyway, who says we have to stay backstreet? Or little. Start small, but you build it up, don't you?
Yeah, if you're lucky.
If you're clever, if you put hours in, well, I'll admit you need a certain amount of luck. But just think on. Mr. Rolls and Mr. Roy started small, didn't they? Not too far from here either.
Oh, I don't know. I'd like to be my own boss, I admit that.
Hey, what about it then?
I'll have to talk it over with Gail.
Oh, here we go. Leave it to your women folk again. Gail. And your mum? Once she gets in on
Just Gail. That's fair, I reckon. So don't rush me, Ron. Look, it's my money we're talking about. I know 2,000 quid might not be much to some people, but it is to me. It's all I've got.
Come on now, lads. Let's be having you.
I'll get your money back, don't worry.
Oh, I shan't worry, Fred. After all, it's not my money. See you, Bet.
See you, Eddie.
After time, babe. Time we started clearing the premises. And what is my portable doing down here?
I couldn't say, Mrs. Walker. It's nothing to do with me.
Fred, are you responsible for my bedside TV being down here?
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
You went into my bedroom and you brought this down here?
Well, it was this fella that was in at dinner, Mrs. Walker. I don't know who he was. He was a smartly dressed fella, you know. Drinking doubles he was. He was mathering on about wanting to watch lunchtime TV, you know. And Bet were against it, but I thought, well, you know, customer's always right.
Well, I'll overlook it on this occasion. Perhaps you meant well. But let it be understood, my bedroom is sacrosanct. And I have no desire to start locking doors in my own house.
You jammy beggar.
Jammy? That weren't jammy, Lynch. That was brains.
Now, I feel very privileged somehow, Emily. It's like having one of those wonderful wildlife programmes here in my own home.
I wonder if there's anything you ought to do for it, for her.
Well, yes, I wonder that, because I do feel responsible for her.
Oh, I expect nature will take its course.
But sometimes you have to give nature a helping hand, don't you? I mean, I took the cage down into the shop because I thought I could better keep an eye on her there, but every time the shop door opens, there's this tremendous rush of air, so I brought her back here.
Sorry, mate.
Oh, hello, Etty.
I was down in the cabin and Rita gave me the glad tidings. My word, that is a bonny egg.
Mr. Fairclough says it looks to him like a sugared almond. In fact, he said he thought you planted it there by way of a joke, but, well, I didn't believe him, because you wouldn't do a thing like that, would you, Eddie?
That is definitely no sugared almond. I'll tell you what, if you don't believe me, have a lick of it.
Oh, no, I believe you.
Do you know much about budgies, Eddie?
Oh, yeah. I know a lot about birds in general. Well, the feathered variety, that is.
Do you, honestly?
Oh, yeah. When I was a guest of Her Majesty, you see, they used to call me the bird man of Walton. I used to put crumbs on the windowsill and all the sparrows used to come and seagulls and even had the odd eagle. No, but straight up, I do know a bit about them.
Well, why isn't Harriet sitting on her egg more?
Do you know, I wondered that, but I didn't like to say anything.
Hang on, ladies. You're not expecting that egg to hatch, are you?
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, love it. I mean, it's not on.
Well, why not? I mean, the egg's there. Surely if it's kept warm, it'll hatch out.
Look, how can I put it? You haven't had a gentleman budgie living in a cage with it, have you?
Oh, no.
Well, that's it, then. I mean, us males do have our vital functions, you know. It's very embarrassing, this. Look, it doesn't matter how many eggs she lays, unless she's been... Well, unless she's been attended to, like, they're not going to hatch. I mean, that's classic birds and bees stuff, aren't it, right, Emily?
Oh, sorry, I don't know enough about birds to say.
I'm sure if we make certain that egg's kept warm...
Mavis, you could stick that egg down your bra and walk around with it. You're not going to get a bundle of feathers out of that.
Well, I think we'll let Mother Nature be the judge of that, Eddie.
Evening, love. Fred G about?
Well, he's in the cellar putting a new barrel on, but he won't be a minute.
Right. Give us a scotch. Nice little pub, this. Haven't been in here for a few years. You're the landlady, are you?
Me? No, just the hired hand.
Well, it's a good-looking hand. The rest's all right and all.
Thank you kindly.
Keep the change, love.
Thanks very much.
Now then.
Sammy?
So this is where you hide yourself?
I'm not hiding. I work here, don't I? I live here.
Well, you've not showed your face in my place for a week, have you?
No, well, it's a bit difficult during hours, you know. That's why I opened that account, you know, for phoning the old bets in.
Aye, like you were today. Went a bit mad and all, didn't you?
Yeah, well, you know how it is. Fancy my chances.
Aye. Well, I'm stopping the credit. Know how much you owe me? £85.88.
Oh, I got it to £84.88.
Ah, you'll have forgot the betting tax on that winner you had. No, this is right, this figure. £85.88.
Oh, well, not to a knicker, I trust you.
Well, I don't trust as easy. And seeing as you didn't come in and settle up, I had to come round and see you, didn't I? I could do without chasing debts, you know. I'm a busy fella. And this wants settling. Quick.
Well, you get your money, Sammy. Don't worry.
I won't worry. But you will, if I don't see you around my place tomorrow settling in full. You won't disappoint me, will you?
No.
Very wise. Thanks, love. See you some more.
Hey, that your bookie pal, is it?
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, seems like a nice fella.
With the bee's knees as far as you're concerned. He's certainly not the working man's friend, that is for sure.
You must admit, you could just be the teeniest bit prejudiced.
Prejudiced? If the Ku Klux Klan was going round lynching bookies, I'd be there, wouldn't I? Outside his office, burning a fiery cross.
Oh, you should pay your debts.
Yes, a few measly quid. Heck, sure you can stand it. Bookie you've been with for years.
85's measly, is it?
Yeah, well, fiver, 20 to 1 shot, fiver on the nose, I've cracked it.
20 to 1 shot, fiver on the nose, the donkey's you're backing. That's a few more measly quid, isn't it? Like 90.
Never asked your age.
Oh, charming. And here's me going to get me purse out, heart of gold touch.
You've got 85 quid, have you?
Got 8 you could have.
That's no flipping good.
Thanks very much.
Oh, look, better. I don't want to be nasty, but I mean, I can put 8 quid on myself, can't I? Just go downtown, find a reputable bookie, walk in, cert winner, put the money on, draw the hackers, go down to Sammy Chadwick's and say, right, monkey, there you are, you're paid off, eh? I've been putting jam on your bread too flipping long.
OK, so if you've got it all taped, why crash the furniture round?
Yeah, well, that's it, innit? I need a cert winner, don't I? I need information, I need stable talk. Where am I going to get that?
Have you tried Albert?
Albert? Only nags I get from him, good for the flipping knackers yard. No, I seem to be just like losing my nerve, the look I'm having.
Well, you know, this Sammy Chadwick, well, he doesn't seem all that terrible.
Aye, I know. Bought you half, has he? Flashed his gold fit into, has he? That puts him in the top of the league of great blokes, does it? Oh.
He's not going to break your arms, is he?
He's not above a bit of the knuckle, either, isn't Sammy Chadwick? But it's not that. It's the bus fares. If he scratches me, I have a flaming bus fare to pay. Haven't you time, haven't I?
Well, if you've got to gamble, Fred, why not try a premium bond?
Premium bonds? I've had a premium bond 25 years it hasn't touched. No, I can see it now. That I should be there, you know. Little country pub somewhere. The old yellow waistcoat. Shooting stick. Hobnobbing it on the gallops with the trainers. Well, a fella with his own pub won't have all this flipping trouble.
Well, I don't know what to say, Cock. Have you tried a nibs?
Tried her nibs? I asked her for a month's money in advance, didn't I? What'd I get from her? Flipping sermon. All about good housekeeping and sober habits and prudence and... Oh, I don't know, she'll bring the pill into it next.
Now, your opinion.
Going cheap, Mrs. Walker, as always. And if it's about your perm, let me tell you, Mrs. Taylor-Brown will be nothing if not green with envy.
No, dear, no, it's not. It's my new outfit, actually. I thought it was just the thing for the country at this time of the year. Bargain, £49. I couldn't afford it, really, but I thought, well, I'm away for a week. Why not have something new?
Well, it's to be hoped Mrs. Taylor-Brown has got health insurance, because when she sees that, she will be sick.
I know, but what will I be feeling when I get the account?
If we crack on, just get it place cleaned up, right? Touch it brush mechanics, get electrics in order, get this bench fixed and get a sign up. See, I'm thinking in terms of a fellow who wants a quick service job. Know what I mean? Drive in, bonnet up, see you in an hour, sir.
I'm no cowboy, Ron. Bread and butter job's okay.
I'm not talking about cowboys. I'm talking about competitive rates. I'm talking about all these garages with these fancy tuners charging earth. Whereas you can get in there with test light and feeler gauge and them sensitive little lug holes.
Yeah, fair enough. Where are the clients going to come from?
I'm getting the phone calls, son. And they're all customers. That fella who bought my old garage is dead ropey. Oh, he's got all electronic gear in it well, but he couldn't tune his grandma's piano.
Get all the moaners, won't we? The art to please type. Look, I'll need more than that to keep me working
I'm
full-time.
getting leaflets done, aren't I? You think at car parks round here. Think of all them windscreen wipers.
You're not thinking about going around knackering them up, are you?
I'm thinking about going round lifting them up. And when you pull them down again, you've got a leaflet underneath. Instant tune-ups, efficient speedy repairs, fault location. Hey, Gail, how do you go on with this lad of yours? Sometimes get both feet in the same trouser leg, does he?
I'm wondering how he goes on with you, places you take him.
What do you think of it, then?
Well, I'm glad I didn't bring Nicky.
OK, it's not exactly ideal. I know we're not going to get Lord Mayor totaling up in rolls. But what you got 2 mile up road? Eh? Motorway. Get a phone in. Second-hand breakdown truck will be laughing.
Breakdown trucks cost money.
Money will be no problem once we start doing business.
Any money in cobwebs?
Oh, be serious, love.
I'm being serious. I mean, what are you asking us, Ron? You're asking us to take all our money, every penny we've saved, out the bank and spend it on this. Well, what would you call it?
Shed full of spiders.
Spiders?
Have you ever seen a gold mine? It's not all chrome and floor polish, you know. Look, I've got to push you on this. I've got to know you're prepared to start building this business. Because if you're not, well, I'll just have to knock it in the head till I come back from Qatar.
What is the deal exactly?
Partnership, 60-40, and that includes spiders. Look, I'm on that plane tomorrow. I've got people to see. Have a think about it. Wait, plan up. Have a look round. I'm back after lunch, and then it's got to be yes or no.
Keeping busy, I see, Fred.
Busy enough.
Found time to get in with that 85 quid, have you?
So, well, Sammy, hounding me or something?
Hounding you? What do you mean? I'm just passing, aren't I?
All right. Where you passing, eh?
I go this way. It's a shortcut.
Shortcut me flaming Aunt Fanny.
Never mind your Aunt Fanny. I stood you for 85 notes.
Look, Sammy, there's lots of folk owe you money, and what's 85 quid to you? Come on.
These 85 quids add up, don't they? I'll tell you something else.
All right.
You're top of the slate.
Yeah, all right. You'll get it, OK? Just stop crowding me, eh?
You win 85 quid, you come crowding me, don't you?
All right, just get off me back.
Never mind, get off your back. And not so much of the Sammy either. Not on the street corner now, you know. It's a long time since I had my flaming collar felt.
Look, all right, Sammy, Mr. Chadwick. Look, I'm thinking of kicking the nags into touch, see? And how about paying you off at, well, £5 a week?
Do me a favour. You'll be coming with a credit card next. Listen, I've got expenses and all, you know. I've got bills to pay. Got the wife piling her car up. At me this morning must have a motor. And she won't sit on plastic. Got to have fur around her bottom. Which means I need the readies. Need 'em this afternoon. And if I don't get 'em, I could be very funny.
Sammy Chadwick, eh? Faster than Arkle, him, you know. Well, off the course. You know, when the favourite comes in, pew!
To be honest, Mavis, I don't think you should bother with our SPCA with this. In fact, I don't think they'll be interested. Anyway, what's up with you all of a fidget?
I've got a new bra, haven't I?
I mean, just because they rescued it in first place doesn't mean they'll take an abiding interest.
No, well, I just rang him and asked him as a friend if he'd come and give me some advice.
Here.
What do you mean, here?
Do you think I mean bang it on the shelf? Come on, Dolly Daydream, you know where it goes.
Just don't shove things at me.
I'm not shoving things at you.
You're shoving things
I am
at
handing it to you because you're employed here as an assistant.
I don't care. I'm not having you shoving things at my chest when I've got a butcher's egg in my bra.
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it.
Well, I rang the pet shop and they advised body heat.
Hi. Any chance of having another look at that egg? Only I've got this mate of mine in the waste disposal and he's an expert on budgies. Well, actually, he specialises in finches and tits, you know. But he said he'd have a look at it for you.
Well, it's very nice of him, Eddie, but I'm afraid the egg's not available at the moment.
No, it's under intense incubation.
If you could just ask him to pop back later.
Yeah, OK, yeah. Yeah, well, no trouble. See ya.
Try.
Bye.
Budge's eggs in your bra. All these fellas in the act. Fella from Bar SPCA, fella from Waste Disposal. If you ask me, there's more to this than meets the eye, Mavis Riley. Now what's up with you?
I think I've lost it.
There's a story about a gambler who played the roulette tables in Monte Carlo.
Out of my league, that.
He lost all his money, so he goes down to the beach and a shot is heard. He's found lying dead with blood all over his immaculate white shirt.
That's for a drop and you get told to shoot yourself.
Hey, Clothhead, listen, you might just learn something.
The casino officials panic. A client going to such desperate measures because he's lost his last penny can only be bad publicity. So what do? They stuff 5,000 francs in his pocket.
Well, I can't see Sammy Chadwick doing that. From what I've heard, if you cut your throat on his premises, he sends you the dry cleaning bill.
Ah, but here's the twist, Beth. When the gendarmes arrive, there's no corpse, just a shirt stained in tomato sauce.
Oh.
Another piano, Inspector Maigret,
Won't be like a wage coming in. That's the problem. I've always had a wage coming in. That's what I've been used to.
We'll have to work out that budget.
Have a wage, you spend it. Might be skimmed for a few days, but then there's always another.
It's all very well talking about wages, Brian. You've got to get a job first.
Oh, get a job.
It's not that easy.
Even on the social, we'd always have money every week.
Yeah, but how much?
I'm sorry, mate, but you know the way I'm fixed with this flit coming up. I can't even get in the house for furniture catalogues.
Well, I wouldn't ask, mate, but, well, I can talk to you man to man, then you know what it is. It's just that I've had this bit of bother with a bookie, like.
Which bookie's that, then?
Sammy Chadwick down Rosamond Street.
I know the gent.
I've had a bob or two with him in the past, you know, nothing more than a five. He suddenly got stroppy. Says something about his wife's piled the car up. He wants the expenses to get a hire car for her.
Sounds
you
like
know.
Sammy.
I just wondered if you knew the SP, what's he like on backsliders, you know?
Well, I don't think he'll do much of the rough stuff. He'll give you a dose of the verbals, but that's about all.
Well, not that that worries me.
Mind you, he did used to have a fella working for him, a fella called Henry. Used to do some running for him, marking the odds up. Big fella, jug ears, never smiled.
Aye, chuck some more over, will you? I'll serve myself.
Pension days at Albert.
Fred, you dare.
If you're on a pension and you don't know what time to draw it, it's time you did.
You know how to hurt a fella, you, don't you, Albert?
Fred,
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
did you finish the car?
Oh, yes, Mrs. Walker. Cleaned it, polished it, tested the brakes. Like a new pin it is. You know, it'd cost you a fortune if that car had been done in a garage.
Well, I hardly like to say this after all your hard work, but I've changed my mind.
What, you mean the trip to Derbyshire, it's off?
No, of course it isn't off. How could it be off? Mrs. Taylor Brown would be awfully disappointed. No, I've decided to try one of those executive coaches. Now, I hear they're very comfortable and almost as quick as the train.
Flipping heck, it's marvellous, isn't it? You sweat blood getting a flipping car ready, fit for a wedding, and what does she do? Keeps it in the garage for a week.
Aye, it's a waste of good money, that car. Of course, happens she wants to get rid of it. Well, it's worth a bob or two.
Happen you're right, Albert. Happen you're right.
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
RSPCA.
No, cabin, sweets and tobacco.
Miss Riley left me a message.
To her eternal shame.
Something about a budgie.
I'll leave her to explain. She's upstairs. Go through if you want.
This way, isn't it?
Don't think I'm being bitter and twisted, but I'm thinking of forming a society for the prevention of kindness to animals.
I've got this Rover car. It's an immaculate car. It's a minter. It's in first-class nick. Look, a week's hire of this Rover for £100. What do you think? What? No, there's nothing dodgy in it at all, Mr. Chadwick. It's just... Well, look, all right. Look, I'll tell you what. Look, forget the 100. Forget the 100. A week's hire, a straight hire for £85, and that wipes my slate clean.
No, I'm afraid if it hasn't been with a male bird just lately.
Yeah, well, of course, we thought it was male till it laid the egg. We called it Harry.
Well, perhaps it laid the egg just to show you, to establish its gender.
Poor little egg. I suppose if it was fertile, nature would sort of tell her to sit on it.
Well, I'm not an expert, I must admit, but I don't think it's really necessary for the bird to sit on it at all. It's a matter of incubation. When you do hear some daft stories, I mean, people do all kind of weird things.
Yes, sir, I can imagine.
Well, it just happens that I've got a pal who keeps budgies. Now, I could get one of his cockbirds, if you like, put them in together.
Do you mean just put it in the cage? Like?
Put it in the cage, let nature take its course, and the next egg she laid...
No, I don't think I'd like to go in for that kind of thing. I mean, it would be like breeding, wouldn't it? It would be sort of selective. Do they call it eugenics or something?
Not quite that, I don't think. Still, if you don't fancy it.
No, I just like to think of one flying in through the window and them both falling in love like... Which I know sounds silly.
Tell you what, I'll get the budgie, I'll come round here with a ladder. You leave your window open and we'll see if they click.
Now you're sending me up.
Honestly, could work that way. You might get a show winner.
Well, if you're not doing anything one fine afternoon.
We'll see.
Actually, I've got the kettle on if you don't think you've wasted too much time already.
Smash it.
Oh. I don't suppose this is the sort of thing you can put down on your report.
Not exactly. But it does happen to be my dinner hour, as it turns out.
Well, that's one thing. Not far off the calf. At least I'll be alright for me pie and chips over dinner time. Oh, there's so much one's doing. And while Ron's a guitar on Muggins, he's got to do it.
Yeah, well, you'll not have to be a Muggins, will you? Just tell him straight. We're partners now. You're not me boss anymore.
Hey, what's all this then? Where's overalls? Where's feather dusters and things? Thought you'd have been down to it now, chastising them spiders.
Look, Ron, we're not sure we want to buy in.
I think it's better if you just set me on a wage.
I'm not looking for that, Brian. That lumbers me with insurance and tax problems. I'm offering you a partnership, lad. 60-40. Come on, take a chance. I'll be Joe Soap all your life.
OK. It's a deal.
Great. Now, look, I've got a pal with a copier. I've doped this leaflet out. He reckons if I nip up here this afternoon, he'll let me run a few hundred off just at price of paper.
Sykes and Tilsley are now at S&T Garage, Bridge Street, offering fast repairs at competitive prices. Why can't it be Tilsley and Sykes?
There's no reason. Sykes and Tilsley just sounds right, that's all.
Tilsley and Sykes sounds even better.
Look, I don't want to seem big-headed, but round here, my name has got the clout.
Oh, I don't know. Used to get the client asking for me.
Yeah, and Brian will be looking after him till you get back from Qatar.
I hate to point this out, but it is me who's putting 60 in. Oh, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll toss for it.
That's
OK.
fair enough, yeah.
Your call.
Right, Ed's my name goes first.
Tails it is. Can we consider that matter closed? I mean, I'm not going to get best out of 3. I've got a fella painted to sign. Anyway, fancy getting down to it, yeah? Have you got your overalls?
Yes, we have, as a matter of fact. Have you got yours?
Oh, I've got mine, Flower. I've got them in car. And I've got some step ladders on roof rack and a load of cleaning tackle in boot. I've got a plane to catch tomorrow and these leaflets to see to. But you can have an hour or two.
Do you think he is getting the sign done?
I won't be at all surprised.
Hey, what about giving me a hand with these flaming step ladders?
I hate to say this, but, well, I did tell you.
Yes, I know you did, Eddie. You were part of a very large chorus. Oh, good afternoon, Mrs. Walker.
Afternoon, dear.
Mind you, it is surprising, you know, how many people are ignorant of the true facts regarding propagation of the species and that sort of thing. How about you, Mr. Walker? Are you up in the biology of birds?
Pardon?
Oh, when he says birds, he means budgies.
Oh. Well, I might tell you I did keep hens during the war.
Yeah. Yeah, well, look, if you want to keep the egg as a keepsake, give it to me and I'll drop it off to this mate of mine who's in waste disposal. He'll blow it for you.
I'll see.
Yeah, all right. See you then.
Bye. Oh, it's such a tiny little thing, isn't it, a budgie's egg?
It is.
You can suck the insides out and then, of course, you can keep it forever.
Are you starting a collection of something, dear?
No, it's just that my budgie laid this really sweet little egg and I hoped, you know, just it might hatch out, but it wasn't to be, so... that'll be £1.25, please.
Ooh, it's like a gold rush in that cafe.
I know, it's crowded everywhere, isn't it? I'm just thankful I'm getting out of it for a few days.
Going on holiday, Mrs. Walker? Put kettle on, love.
Yes, dear, I'm going into Derbyshire. I've got friends there, the Taylor Browns. Some are retired, but they have a little licensed establishment.
Oh, are you driving there?
No, I'm going by one of these executive coaches. I'm told that they're almost as comfortable as first-class British Rail.
I always think it's such a nice drive to Derbyshire. Few occasions have been, anyway. For you, Fred.
Oh, hello, Tab. Hello, Freddie. Oh, hello, Mr. Chadwick. Test drive? Yeah, sure, pal, no problem. Look, I'll be going out in about half an hour. I'll pop round at your place, eh? Yeah, then we can do the business. Yeah, no money involved, just a straight swap, eh? In lieu, that's right. Smashing. See you later. All right. La da da da. La da dee dee da dee. On form tonight, Len?
I wouldn't know till I've had a few more.
You've brightened up a bit since this morning, haven't you?
Oh, morning's at my best time, love.
You've had a winner, haven't you?
No winners, no bets. I packed the GGs in.
By the heck, Fred's seen the light. We'll see him out there Sunday morning, hymn sheets banging a big drum.
Is Nibs all set for that coach, is she?
Not going out, coach.
Eh?
Isn't that right, Mrs. Walker? Pardon, love? You've decided against the coach?
Yes, on second thoughts, I've decided to drive. I can go from door to door, can't I? Still outside, is it, the car?
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
Good. Well, now, in a moment, I just wanted to bring my cases down.
Do you think that's wise, Mrs. Walker? I mean, the brakes, you see.
The brakes?
Yes. Well, I was checking them. I was going to do them later, you know. It's just that those little Derbyshire lanes, the brakes, they pull into the centre a bit, you see. And, well, it only wants a car coming this way, and it could be curtains, couldn't it, Mrs. Walker?
I thought the brakes had been checked.
Ah, well, they were. That's it. That's how I found out when I was checking them, you see. It's a job I'm going to do myself. It's a mucky job, but I thought, well, you know, if it saves a bob or two.
Fred, just tell me one thing. Is my car in a fit state to take my luggage and myself to the coach station?
Oh, yes, Mrs. Walker. It's just those Derbyshire lanes. Don't worry, Mrs. Walker. I'll get you there. Well, what do you think then, Sammy, lad? Smashing little jam jar, didn't see? 85, Nick, eh? Can't go wrong, mate.
Tank full of petrol, you said?
Yeah, well, I mean, you saw the needle, didn't you? Enough petrol in that car to last your missus the week.
How's the brakes?
The brakes? Ooh, brakes are perfect. Bit heavy on the brakes, you see, your missus.
Like some fierce, you know.
Ah.
OK,
Oh.
it's a deal. Keys in the car, are they?
Yeah. Oh, there's just one minor detail, Sammy, if you won't mind. I've written out this little document, you know, sort of absolving me from any debt, you know, a bit of a receipt, like. If you won't mind just signing it at the bottom there. Just there, Sam.
Would have been a receipt in the post, Fred.
Oh, never mind the post, mate. This'll do me.
See you in a week, then.
Yeah. Oh, Mrs. Walker, she does know about this deal, you know. It's just that, well, it would be a bit unfortunate if your missus had to give it a bump. She is an experienced driver, your missus.
Should be. Took her test 8 times.
I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. Who's a lucky boy, then?
Shop's open, you know.
So what? We could be 1,000,000 miles away from the nearest habitation, alone on our own enchanted island. Just you and me and the sound of that dripping tap.
Oh, was that the...
Shut up, Alf, and give me a smile when I'm talking to you. Do you know, I can think of 100 fellas who would give their eye teeth to be sitting where you're sitting.
They haven't got a business to run, though, have they?
Now, Alf, you're going grey round the edges. Just tell me, Summer, would you rather be looking at me or slicing the roast ham? No, don't tell me. While you're slicing the roast ham, you're making money. So I shall tell you why I'm here. My electric kettle has gone on the blink. You may not believe that I can sit here looking as glamorous as I do without a single cup of tea inside me. But it's as true as God made little apple.
By gum, you go round the world asking for a cup of tea.
Do you know, Alf, this is my idea of a perfect marriage. A well-set-up fella catering to my every whim. That piece of toast going begging, love?
Aye, go on. I suppose the toaster's gone as well, has it?
Alfie, Alfie, don't be bitter.
John!
Hey, that's Betty. Don't you let on the time here. You know what they're like round here for getting the sums wrong?
Hey?
2 and 2 make 86, you know.
Oh, by the way...
Alf, you didn't let on that I was down here, did you?
Well, no.
Good. Let's keep ourselves to ourselves. I'm sorry, love, you were saying.
Hey? Oh, yeah. Listen, I've got a watch committee meeting this afternoon. Deirdre's got the day off, so take your key with you, because I'll have to lock shop up.
Leave it to me, your master. If I come back and you're not here, I shall open up that shop for you. Put my little pinny on and go behind the counter. Do you know, I've always fancied myself as Mrs. Bunn, the grocer's wife.
Mrs. Bunn's the baker's wife.
Alf, you're behind time. She divorced him and married the grocer.
What have I done to deserve you?
Why worry? Lie back and enjoy it.
How many cut mini sandwiches?
I'll bring you something from the cafe. You're only round the corner.
Oh, right.
You said you didn't mind me working the odd day.
I know. It's just Nicky, that's all.
You couldn't be with anybody better than Jackie's mum. You've met her. You know how nice she is.
Yeah. All right.
First day as your own boss.
Aye. My wife won't let me get started. Got a lot to do, you know.
Shut up while I'm kissing you.
Got a van to pick up for a start.
Hey, did you write that advert for the Gazette, the one Ron was on about?
Oh, blimey.
Come on, won't take us a minute. Car owners. How about that on the top? Car owners.
Well, that's who we're talking to.
We can do your service with a smile.
Ah, not bad. Put that down.
Competitive rates. That's what he got on the leaflet. Competitive rates. For all types of repair, phone or call, S&T garages. And your address and phone number at the bottom.
We don't do all types of repairs.
Well, keep that to yourself. Let them come first, then you can tell them. Can you read it?
It's not bad, that. Didn't take as long, did it?
You're wonderful when you get going. Here. Good luck.
Hey, I don't think I'll bother.
Get on with you. You've got a wife and kid to support. I'll see you at dinner.
I'll get it. All right. Hello, Rovers. Hello, Ronnie. How are you doing? All right. Where'd you get this one from? I've heard that before. Now, go on. Fire away. What you say? Cincinnati... just a minute. Cincinnati Kid. 3:30 Doc. Yep, OK. I'll give it Eve. Oh, yeah, I'm back in the good books. Well, and his missus, the governor's car, and lower the deck, you know, wipe the slate clean. Yeah, well, I know it's a smart move. I'm a smart fella. See you, Ron. Ta-ra.
Hey, Fred. A nice postcard from Mrs. Walker.
All right.
Hey, don't you want to hear what she says?
Not particularly.
Oh. Had a lovely day yesterday. Mrs. Taylor Brown and I went to Ashbourne, which is absolutely chock-a-block with ancient monuments.
Ancient monuments. We would be with them two there, wouldn't it? Ancient monuments.
Tomorrow, it's Dovedale. Oh, I used to go there with my Cyril. Oh, we did love Dovedale. Weather gorgeous. See you soon, Mrs. Walker. Well, it proves she's thought about us.
But your sweet life she has. That's just to keep us on our toes, Betty.
Oh, Fred, don't you give anybody credit for anything. I bet you won't send us a postcard.
I won't have time to be sending postcards, sunshine, with all them dolly birds chasing after me on that holiday camp. Hey, and they do have them there, you know. time for sending postcards? I won't have time. I ask you, will I?
Just you behave yourself.
Won't have much chance, Betty. My wallet isn't exactly weighing me down, is it?
Hey, how did you get on with that bookie? Did you pay him?
Oh, I sorted that problem out.
Oh, gambling, Fred. Oh, you're a daft devil.
Well, I'm only human, Betty. I'm not the only bloke that has a few bob on the GGs, you know.
£85 isn't just a few bob, Fred. Look, I tell you what, if you're a bit short of spending money, you know, I might be able to let you have £1 or two.
Oh, I might take you up on that. Nah, you're all right, love. I'm not altogether skinned.
Yeah.
Tell you what you can do, though.
What?
Drawers half, hair of the dog. Had a rough night last night with the lads.
I hope you took care of Mrs. Walker's car.
I wouldn't take her over on a booze up. No, it was taxi job, see.
Good morning, campers.
Yeah.
Will be next week, won't it?
Will that? Cheers.
Sup, cherub?
Oh, the world is full of surprises.
Is it? Where?
Oh, get off, you daft devil.
Hi. Hello there. Hey, what can I do you for?
Just browsing. I was passing, so I thought I'd drop in. This is like the garage that Billy Walker and Alan Howard used to have, isn't it? Filthy. That's if you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, I know them. Not personally, though. Ron's talked about them. Hey, wasn't that there's a couple of streets away? Taxi firm took it over.
That's right. They're knocking places down so fast now you don't know where you are.
Fancy a cup of tea?
Never been known to refuse. You're going to have your work cut out with that one, aren't you?
Hey?
That's your first challenge, is it?
I've just bought that for the business.
Oh! Very nice little old man. Good runners, that, you know. Come to think of it, you might be able to do me a good turn. Have a look at the exhaust on that van of mine.
Ah, bring it in. Our rates are competitive.
I was thinking more of cooperative.
How do you mean?
You keep my van on the road and I'll keep your property standing, which it won't be if you don't get it pointed very soon.
Yeah, it's okay by me. I'll also check with Ron, though, when he gets back, before I can make it a permanent arrangement.
Suits me. Now what's the matter?
Forgot to bring the tea.
We're off to a very good start, aren't we?
You don't fancy a slug of vodka in there, do you?
I don't think so, thank you very much.
Dear, the power of good, you know. It looks innocent, tastes innocent, then all of a sudden it ups and slugs you right between the eyes.
It sounds like a few men I know.
Do you, big up?
Well, one anyway.
Oh, I know you mean.
Hey, I say,
Yes, Mr. Tatlock.
you wouldn't think to look at me, I'm 87 tomorrow, would you?
Pardon?
You see, I knew better than she can. I said, it's my 87th birthday tomorrow, and you wouldn't think so to look at me,
I
eh?
wouldn't, Mr. Tatlock.
Now, if you'd have said 107...
Oh, no.
Oh, let her laugh. You know, there's not many around here my age. They get carried off with double pneumonia or else TB.
Not now, Uncle Albert. Penicillin put a stop to both those years ago.
Well, there weren't any penicillin when I was born. I'm talking about 19th century now. We didn't have any motor cars, any aeroplanes, or television for that matter, or even the wireless neither. We used to get round piano in front room and make our own entertainment.
Aye, I bet it were a right racket and all, Albert.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they didn't have any clobbering in them days. Just had a little tin of blue paint and a 2-inch brush. Yeah, then they'll kit it out for the winter.
I think they're getting at you, Uncle Albert.
Yeah.
We love you really, Albert.
Well, please yourself. You know, I fought for you a lot in Flanders and didn't expect no back. By heck, I got no.
I'll make you eat them words. Well, sup 'em at any rate.
Are you really 87 tomorrow?
The 12th of August, 1895. Now you work it out. And you know what they call the 12th of August, don't you? The glorious 12th.
Oh, not because of you, though.
It is. The season starts on Albert. Hey, from midnight tonight, everybody takes a pot shot on Albert.
Oh, leave him alone, can't you?
Yeah, he's a little love, really. Get that down, you.
You don't need to take my side, you know. I can stick up for myself.
Yeah, he's like that, you know, overwhelms you with thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, if you'd be good for me a drink on my birthday.
Oh, it's not your birthday.
It is tomorrow.
I've been studying accounting.
Well, I didn't know you could, Stanley. Not without your fingers and them are wrapped round your pints.
I've been studying accounting, and that's the 11th time he's told us it's his birthday tomorrow. He's scrounged drinks or something.
Takes one to find one.
Are you going to buy me one?
Am I, actually?
Yeah, stingy devil, Oggy.
Hey, Betty, I'm nipping off a minute or two before 3, if that's all right. Alf's got to go out, and I promised him I'd open the shop for him. He's got some watch committee business on or something.
Oh, it's all right. As long as you're back for 5:30, I hope. Yeah.
Oh, I'll only be gone a couple of hours, love.
Oh, good.
So long as they don't sit through it twice.
You what, love?
Well, you always gone, don't you?
No.
private showing at the Luxie. Some sexy ex-film, one or two upright citizens have complained, so they're trooping along to see if it's fit for us lesser mortals to goggle at.
Aye, the crafty devil. He never said out to me about blue films. Wait till I see him.
Yeah, well, just don't tell him I told you.
Oh, he's a close one, that Alf Roberts.
He's not the only one. Fred went out last night boozing.
Get away.
He never took Mrs. Walker's car, though. He paid for taxis.
Now, that doesn't sound like the open-handed, generous Fred we've come to know and love.
That's what I thought, so I went and had a little peek in the garage. Mrs. Walker's car wasn't there.
The Rover?
Not a sign. So what do you think?
Well, I think we'd better ask him.
Oh, no.
Don't worry, I'll be subtle. Fred, where's the Duchess's Rover?
What's it to you?
Looks like rain, doesn't it? Just trying to be helpful.
Oh, well, don't fret. It's where it should be. It's in the garage. Bitter's off. I'm going to change a barrel.
You don't think he could have sold it, do you?
Why not? He's daft enough for out.
And that's your first big job.
That is an omen. The kid's chain snapped and he fell off right outside the door. You know what that says, don't you? It says business is going to come to me. I don't even have to go out looking for it.
It's not going to make your fortune, though, is it?
Well, it's not the Rolls-Royce side, but... Well, it's where William Morris started and chanced it.
Well, I never knew that. Who's William Morris when he's at home?
Who's William... Lord Nuffield. Don't show your ignorance, love. He started off repairing bikes, then he made them, then he made cars and went on to, well, Morris Motors. You know what that turned into, don't you? British Leyland.
Give him his bike back. I don't want you getting blamed for anything like that. I'll get it. Good afternoon, S&T Motors. Can I help you? No, I'm afraid he's out having his dinner at the moment, but I'm expecting him back any minute. Can I take a message? Yes. Yes, he will be. Certainly. OK, thank you very much for calling. Bye-bye. That was a Mr. Frank Skinner, who says he's in the same line of business as you and would like to call around this afternoon for a friendly chat. I said you'd be in.
What does he want?
I told you, a friendly chat.
Remember that fellow I clubbed at the petrol station? Well, that's what the copper said he wanted. A friendly chat. And I finished up in court.
Caught you.
Ah, you shouldn't have done. She should have been here 5 minutes ago.
Who's she, then?
Mrs. Beswick. She's a fellow member of the Watch Committee. I said I'd give her a lift down to this meeting.
Oh, yes. I've heard about this meeting. I hope you've got your glasses with you so you can hear everything that's said.
Who's been talking?
You're a naughty little lad on the quiet, aren't you? Skiving off to see blue films in the middle of the afternoon.
Listen, it's official duty, this, so let's have no cracks.
Hello. Are you on your holidays?
Yes. How long has she got?
6 weeks. 6 weeks? I bet you're driving your mother spare.
And her Auntie Emily. Now, let's tell Auntie Bet what we want. We want a box of chocolates and a bottle of rum.
Bye, Ex. Somebody's going to have a great time.
Oh, they're for Uncle Albert. It's his birthday tomorrow, isn't it?
Yes, I had heard. Now, how's that for a box of chocolates?
Oh, I think that'll do nicely. And a small bottle of rum, please.
That's,
$3.61.
Oh, I'll give Auntie Bet the money.
Oh.
It's a good girl.
Aye, Egg, fivers and bottles of rum. You were not like this when I was a kid, I'll tell you, Tracy. There we are.
Thank you very much indeed.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Tracy.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, come on, woman.
You just can't wait, can you?
I can't wait to get it over with, I'll tell you that much. Oh, hello, Mrs. Bessie.
Thought you might have been outside. We are rather pressed for time.
Yes, I know.
Where's the office, Jack?
What office?
Oh, your secretary hangs out. Shut your mouth, lad. There's a bus coming. Frank Skinner. I'm here to see your boss.
Oh, it's me you want. And, that wasn't my secretary. It was my wife. She just happened to answer the phone.
Oh, did she, by gum? You've got an asset there, lad. My wife frightens them away. Well, then. So you're the competition?
Well, hope we get on together.
Oh, I'm sure we can. I'm not all that close any round there. Albany Garage, Victoria Street.
Oh, I know it.
And I know Ron Sykes. Big golfing chums. Any point,
Brian Tilsley.
Pleased to meet you, Brian. Now, I'll tell you the reason why I've come round. Just in case you think I'm one of those who says, get off my patch, you know. No, nothing like that. I'm here in a friendly spirit, in the interest of cooperation.
Well, there's plenty of it around.
So there should be. Now then, you're not clear for MOTs, am I right?
No, not yet.
No body shop, paint shop?
No, but we're open to.
Oh, of course, yeah, of course, yeah. But in the meantime, whilst you're sorting yourselves out, a little proposition. Any queries for any jobs you can't do, pass them over to me, and you're in for 10%, all right?
Sounds reasonable.
Oh, it's more than reasonable, lad. All you have to do is accept the job, wheel the vehicle over to me, I'll wheel it back, you take the money and give me 90%. You do net worth bothering about, and I'm not grumbling, all right?
Right, it's a deal.
A pleasure doing business with you, Brian. Well, I won't waste any more of your time. You're going to be busy. I can smell it.
Perhaps he's had an accident, you know, and he's having the car repaired.
No, he'd have told us that. Hang on.
Right.
Yes, I'll tell him. In the cafeteria, the table next to the door. Right. Ta-da. Oh, you've just missed her.
Who?
Mrs. Walker. She's at the bus station.
She's where?
Do you know, if you ask me, she's had a row with that Mrs. Taylor Watson.
She's where?
She's at the bus station, love. She wants you to pick her up.
But she's not coming back till tomorrow.
Fred, love, at this moment in time, Mrs. Walker, our beloved employer, is sitting in the cafeteria at the bus station. Now, she wants you to go down there, put her luggage in the boot and her on the back seat, or vice versa, depending on how you're feeling, and fetch her back here. OK? Now, Betty, love, what was I saying?
I'm in order.
Why? What's the matter?
I haven't got the car, have I?
Well, I thought you said it was in the garage.
Well, it isn't. It's, Look, I hired it out to that bookie's missus in lieu of that debt I owed him, you know.
Oh, Fred, you daft devil.
And he'll skin me alive. What I'm going to do?
No, not her. She'll think of something much nastier than that.
I'll get the bus. I'll think of something on the way.
Fred.
Don't stop me now, Betty.
Fred?
What?
Did I say today? I meant tomorrow. Mrs. Walker's not coming back till tomorrow.
You.
Just because I voted for the showing doesn't mean I enjoyed it, Alf.
Well, I know that.
I happen to believe in the freedom of the responsible individual to see or read or listen to anything he wants to. It's not up to the likes of us to make those decisions for them.
Yeah, but it's not them we're bothered about, is it? I mean, we're not bothered about the responsible individual. It's the one that's like to be corrupted that I'm bothered about. I mean, that's why I voted against it. I can think of a few people around here that might get some very funny ideas if they saw that. Then there's the kids. We've got to think about them, you know.
The kids won't get to see it.
But they will. They'll find a way. They always do.
Oh, come on, Alf.
Listen, if a cinema owner chooses to show that sort of film, he's doing it for one reason only, to make money. So if some 15-year-old goes up to the box office and swears blind he's 18, they'll take his money same as anybody else's.
It's a mistake a lot of people make, you know. They think because a fellow's self-employed, he's rolling in it. It's not true. It's a hard life, I'll tell you.
Yeah, but you see, you're a good boss, Oggy. I mean, you don't flog yourself to death, do you? Now, perhaps if you push just a little bit harder.
What was my back?
Well, I'm only talking about a 10-hour week. Oh, you can manage a 10-hour
You
week. Come on.
cheeky devil.
I'm sorry, Alf, but I have to say this. Much as I like and respect you, I cannot accept you as a guardian of my morals.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to be. I mean, we're not bothered about people like you that can look after themselves.
Yeah, but I get clobbered like the rest of them.
Well, that's the way it goes. How are we going to sort you out?
Well, you don't. You simply remember that we live in a democracy, and you do not deprive the majority for something that might happen to a small minority.
I thought you were all for the helpless minorities.
You just keep out of it.
Believe me, Ken, banning this film is depriving nobody of note.
Oh, so you say.
No, I can see your point, Ken. And if we were being deprived, as you put it, of something really worthwhile and thought-provoking, simply because it was controversial, then I agree with you. But there really is an awful lot of rubbish talked about all this pornography. Most of it has no value whatsoever.
You know, we never had any of this swearing on naked women in my day. Nowadays, whenever you switch television on, you get one or the other coming at you.
Yeah, well, I'm not against them as such. I mean, if I'm warned, I don't watch, or if it's a film, I don't go. But what does bother me is when all these learned ladies and gentlemen try to tell me it's all in the cause of art and extending the boundaries of human understanding when it's nothing of the sort. It only has one purpose, and that's to make money out of a gullible public.
Here, that is exactly what I said.
Well, to my mind, it's just all so silly because, I mean, they banned the film in Weatherfield. If you want to see it, all you've got to do is get on a bus and go down to Salford.
Is that what you did, Mavis?
No, I did not. I haven't seen it, and I've no desire to either.
Oh, go on, mate. Be a devil. I'll take you. It's all part of life, you know. You can't just brush it under the carpet.
Well, it's the best place for book under the carpet. You can't see it. And I'll tell you something else as well. When they did sweep on the carpet, you could walk the streets at night without getting your head bashed in. And don't say one doesn't come after each other.
Oh, get away, Albert. I quite like a mucky film. Aye, there's millions like me and all.
Well, that's what I was saying. There weren't millions like you before war.
Aye, heck, Albert, you know how to stick the boot in.
Come on, Uncle Albert, let's get you home before you get your head bashed in.
Hey, Albert.
What?
You're 87 tomorrow.
I know.
I thought you did.
Silly old devil.
No, he's got a point. Now,
Al,
look.
will you change that record? We've had it long enough.
Idiot, to the time, Betty.
And we've got other little matters to worry about, haven't we, Freddie?
Eh?
Tomorrow, the Duchess is back tomorrow.
Shut up with you, Lynch.
There goes a worried man.
Eh?
Our Freddie. I've heard of folk walking the tightrope, but he does it on roller skates.
Oh, well, he was lucky the last time when he took her to that dance and got sloshed. Ordering new cars, space invaders, fixing young girls up with jobs.
Well, she must have fancied him. And you and me, our feet weren't touched.
Oh, she don't fancy him that much.
I'll just have a listen, see how he's getting on.
What's he doing?
Well, he'll be on phone now, won't he?
Mr. Chadwick? Oh, hello, Mr. Chadwick. It's Freddie, eh? Fred G. Yeah, OK. Anyway, I was just ringing about, about the arrangements for getting the car back, you know. Well, whether you were going to bring it back here or whether I was going to come and collect it. She what? She's in Blackpool? What's she doing in Blackpool? No, stop. Look, I didn't mean it like that. It's just that... Well, will you ask her to give me a ring? What do you mean she's alone to herself, unpredictable? Look, we made an arrangement, didn't we? That car's supposed to be back here at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Now, that was the agreement, wasn't it? Yeah, well... All right, I realise you just don't know where she is, but when you get in touch with her, will you ask her, please, to give me a ring first thing in the morning here at the Rovers? Right.
In this life, Fred, the summers never learn. You're half a dozen of them, love.
Rover's return. Look, I'm ringing again about the return of the Rover. Oh, yeah, very funny, yeah. Well, is your missus back from Blackpool yet? Well, when are you expecting her back? Well, have you got no idea? Worried? I'll say I'm worried. You be flipping worried. I haven't had a wink of sleep about this, lark, honestly. Why? Look, that car's supposed to be back this afternoon. If it isn't back this afternoon, I'm for the high jump, aren't I? Because Mrs. Walker's coming back at the station. I've got to pick her up at 3:15, that's why. And if I'm not there, I'm not shouting. Look, just give me a ring the second she gets back, will you? Ta. For nothing.
Getting my faggot on the slate is an old arrangement between me and Alf Roberts.
Stanley, I am not Alf Roberts.
Aha! You're not Alf Roberts. It's not your shop and not your fags, so you have no right to stop me credit. Hand them over.
Do you know, Stan, sometimes I wish you were on telly.
Why?
Because then I could switch you off. Here.
Ah.
And you can give my back window a shammying in return.
Yeah, I'll get lost.
Another satisfied idiot. Yes, Cock, what is it?
Mrs. Roberts?
Miss Lynch.
Councillor Roberts in.
No, love, he's not. He's gone to the wholesalers and then to see the Batman. Was it out important?
Don Wainwright, manager at Picture House.
Oh, heck. I suppose you've come about that banning.
I've come about this piece of undelivered slander, if that's what you mean. It's outrageous. Talks down to me as if I'm some sort of underworld criminal or something, and I'm not. And I'm not a Philistine either. I'd like nothing better than fill Picture House on sound of flipping music and Walt Disney. I don't mind. Well, that's not what my audience wants. And that's what it's all about, innit, eh? Audiences. Encouraging audiences. Right? Could shut me down, this it could. Eh? But never mind that. Never mind about me. What about my audiences, eh? What'll they give them if they shut me down? I'll tell you. Bingo. Flipping bingo. Flipping on the blue 92. Lobotomy jobs all round. That's what Alf Roberts and his gang are condemning people to, eh? I mean, what do you think?
Well, I think he's entitled to his opinion.
Oh, aye. Yeah, but so we all love. And by banning Lola, he is denying people the right to form their opinion. Criminal. It's barbaric. Did you know that a great proportion of the cash for the screening rights came from public subscription?
Get away.
See? I knew you didn't. And now hardly anybody will get to know. And why? Because it won't get mentioned. because Roberts and his lot have made up their narrow-minded little judgments, and that's final. Right, bunch of flipping fuddy-duddies.
Gee, I'll drink to that.
You what?
Fuddy-duddies, it's right.
Is it?
Would you believe he was complaining about me walking round in my nightie this morning?
Were he?
Well, I think I'm entitled to a lie-in on my morning off, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Morning off.
Yeah. Oh, you see, I don't really work here, love. His regular assistant's off with a tummy bug. I'm just sort of helping out. I'm the barmaid at the Rover's Return.
Aye. But you do live here, do you, Miss Lynch?
Oh, yeah.
What time do you say he'll be back?
Well, he said about 2. Now, shall I tell him to put his crash helmet on?
OK, you must excuse me. I've just remembered something important.
Funny fella.
20 past flipping 12 and still no sign of her.
Oh, get out on the road. You're neither used to it and all
Well, I'm going sick, aren't I? Anything could have happened. He's just been on the blower. He says she's unpredictable.
It's a good job what you don't wear out looking at him.
Fred, can we have some drinks here,
I'll
please?
see to you, love. He's useless.
All right, well, a pint for Len, maybe? Yeah, and a half for me. But what's the matter with him?
Always getting a bit overexcited. Mrs. Walker's coming back.
Oh, shut up.
He's got to go and pick her up at the bus station. You know, give her a piggyback home.
Flaming comic.
Serves you right for being so damn deceitful.
Well, I'm none the wiser.
Look, don't let it worry you, lovey. It's a typical Fred G saga. Drunkenness, gambling and dissipation. 73p, please, love.
Mrs. Chadwick. Oh, Mrs. Chadwick. Mrs. Chadwick. Am I glad to see you, love?
Oh, I didn't know you cared. There's your keys.
You're back.
Just about aye. Now,
How did you find Blackpool? Enjoy it?
all right, yes, but,
Plenty of fresh air and fun, was there?
yes. Well, I better go. My cab's waiting outside.
Oh, yeah, I see. Cab to take you home, is it?
That's right. Rover needs a bit of a looking at.
Oh, never mind. It'll be out. Something out. I'll soon fix it. What happened?
Don't ask me. I don't know about technical things. It just stopped.
Oh, well, where's it now? Is it outside, like?
No. Wigan.
Wigan.
Poppy Street. Wigan.
Wigan? Len! Do us a favour, will you, mate?
I can't, I'm skinned.
Give us a lift to Wigan.
I can't, I'm busy.
You can't be, Len. You can't be.
Of course I am. I've got this house palaver, haven't I?
You're not going to let that house come between me and my life, are you?
What on earth's the matter, Fred?
Ken, you let me out. Look, Mrs. Walker's car. It's broke down. It's in Wigan.
Well, you want a breakdown track for that? I mean, my little Beetle's no good, is it?
Well, it's worth a Oh, never mind. You soon find out who your flipping friends are when you work here, don't you? You stand behind a blinking bar all day long.
Sometimes.
Yeah, well, listen to you lot moaning and flipping groan as soon as that happens to me, eh? I knew it was a mistake, me coming here in the first place.
Fred.
Well, it's right, innit?
Look, I've got an idea. Why don't you get in touch with Brian
Yeah.
Tilsley? Look, he's just opened that garage and he's got a breakdown truck.
Hey, you're right there. Maybe be sat there twiddling his thumbs. Hey, maybe you're a little window.
Hey, Fred, you can't. Look, come back here.
Have you paid for them,
I've
Ken?
had enough of this.
A couple of them want down there, love.
Oh, I've had enough of that.
Thanks, me butties, love.
Don't work too hard this after.
I won't.
Brian.
Hang on a minute, Fred, I'm busy.
Oh, come on, will you, Brian, lad?
He said, hang on.
Oh, look, this is urgent.
So's this. I'll see you this afternoon. Ta-ta.
Right. Break down Wigan. Get your skates
Hang on a
on.
minute. Breakdown, eh? Wigan.
Well, where you going now?
Right in me boot.
Never mind your flaming boat, Brian.
I might not be able to fit you in.
You've got to fit me in.
Oh, bit full up today, Fred. Won't tomorrow do?
Tomorrow be a flipping hearse job, Brian.
Emergency, is it?
Emergency. It's a matter of flipping life and death. Come on.
It'll cost you, you know, Wigan.
I don't care what it costs. Look, Brian, get your skates on, will you?
I'll lock up then.
Heck, should have set off by now. Come on, Brian.
Hang on a minute.
I'm getting you one in.
We're down in the dumps, Mr. Tatlock.
I can't get to the flipping bar.
They are busy, aren't they? Apparently, Fred's left Betty by herself.
That's got nothing to do with it. You know, I ought to be able to push to front at my age. There's no respecting of age this time. I shall be trucked to rubbish dump. 80-70, you can't get a
I'll get you one when they slow down. Did you get your rum and chocolates from Tracy?
Oh, aye. And the type from Ken and Deirdre. And your card. Nobody else remembers. I wouldn't have cared when I went all round yesterday reminding them. Mother saved his breath.
Hey, Albert. Happy birthday.
There you are. You see, you're not entirely forgotten.
Well,
Isn't that kind of Mr. Ogden?
it's a start.
Cheers. And I hope I'm as active as you are when I'm as old as you are.
You're not as active now.
No.
Well, this is Copper Street.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, that's it, innit, Fred?
Yeah, crikey, look at them two little devils. What are they playing at?
Look, see that?
Come here, you little monkey. Come here. Go on, scram before I thump you.
Get my school down.
Get shaky, little devil.
Maxie killed Joe.
Blaming delinquents.
Don't get the work done, Fred. There's no harm done.
There might have been if...
Look, calm down and give me the keys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell, save me, Nora.
Don't say you haven't got them.
Oh, they're here. There you go. Thank God for that.
You're in the right state, aren't you? Why is it such a matter of life and death?
Never mind that. Just... Well, how long's it going to take? Come on.
Well, could take a couple of minutes.
Oh, that's not so bad.
But then again, could take a couple of hours.
But it can't, Brian. I haven't got time, have I?
Not be back till 2.
Oh, aye, we know.
Oh, well, he never said nought to me about no reporters coming. Still, I suppose you can wait in here if you want.
Well, according to Mr. Wainwright, you've a good bit to say on the subject yourself, Miss Lynch.
Me? Oh, no, not really. I mean, it's none of my business, is it?
I know you, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Dexley Dungeon Disco of a Friday.
Well, sometimes.
Don't tell me. Weatherfield Cricket Club, Ashes Dance.
No.
I've got it. That were you I snapped on that mound of rubbish, weren't it?
That were me, yeah.
When that stuck-up landlady were rowing with bin men. Oh, it's a good picky that, though I say it myself.
I created a right rumpus and all.
Did it? Hey, what about the picky of Miss Lynch with this story, Frank? Who wants to see mugshots of poor-faced councillors, eh?
I'm supposed to be conducting his interview.
Get on with it, then. You'll have it dark. Right, I'll shore up, then.
Well, sit down, Miss Lynch.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
He's only temporary, is Frank. He'll be back in the office as soon as Norman gets his teeth back from Menders.
Oh.
So, what do you think of sex films, Miss Lynch?
Me? Well, just a bit of fun, aren't they? Well, as long as you keep them away from kids. I mean, they're just a bit of fun.
A bit of fun, yeah. I agree with you, actually. And in the light of that, what do you think of this banning?
Well, it came as a bit of a surprise, really.
A surprise? How do you mean a surprise?
Well, knowing how broad-minded Alf can be.
Broad-minded? Can you enlarge on that at all?
Well, yes. You see, my house was knocked down, and he very kindly agreed to let me come and stay here.
Oh, very kind, yes, but broad-minded.
Are you dim or what?
Shut up, Tony.
You know, you see, folk were gossiping. They were saying all sorts of things, and Alf said, let 'em talk. We know it's all right.
And it is all right, is it?
Yes, it's all right.
Very broad-minded. And what exactly is your position here, Miss Lynch?
Well, a sort of lodger, come head cook and bottle washer.
A sort of live-in housekeeper, like.
Well, if you can call vacuuming now and again and dishing up the odd frozen pizza, a housekeeper, yeah?
But you just rent a room, do you?
Well, no, I don't pay no rent.
Oh, you don't?
Well, not officially.
How do you mean, not officially?
Well, I mean, I don't pay no rent.
He's generous, isn't he? And you, Miss Lynch, are a barmaid at the Rover's Return, that right?
Yes, but...
Oh, Mr. Wainwright told us when he phoned. Well, I think a photo of Miss Lynch might come in very useful here, Tony.
Told you that 10 minutes since. Right, this won't take a second, love. Just shift the chair back.
Oh.
That's it.
Here.
Now, there. Sit down. Don't slump. Lean forward.
Oh.
That's it. Cross your legs.
Oh. Oops.
No, don't worry about that.
Oh.
Now, smile. Oh, that's lovely. Now, just one more for good luck, eh?
Oh.
Now, a great big smile. Smashing. OK, let's go, Frank.
Thank you very much, Miss Lynch.
I thought you were going to wait for Alf.
Oh, it's no need. We've got plenty here to go.
On your way, Frank. I'll see you around, gorgeous.
Will you send me a copy, please, this time? Hello?
Could be fast a couple of minutes. I didn't put it right this morning.
Try again, Fred.
Now, flipping now.
Have you got the choke out?
Of course I've got the choke out. What do you think I am, daft or something?
There's no answer to that.
You what? What are you doing now, bro? What are you doing now? You've already done that twice before.
Oh, shut up, Fred.
An hour and 3 flipping quarters. What sort of a blooming breakdown service is this?
Look, I'm doing my best.
No, it's not good enough, is it? Come on, get on with it,
Right.
Brian. Where you going now?
Look, I'm not stopping here to get insulted. Do yourself if you're so damn clever.
I'm sorry, Brian. Look, I didn't mean it. It's just that I'm running out of time, that's all.
We had to hunt for spares, didn't we?
You're right, you're right.
I mean, we weren't to know Wigan Garage is closed for dinner, were we?
Were we, Brian? Look, it's just that, honestly, when we get back, my name will be Mud, it will.
It's already mud with me. Fred Flaming Mud. It's like dealing with a 16-stone toddler. Look, get in the driver's seat, Fred, and belt up, or I'm going home. Right. Try it now. All right, Fred. All right, Fred!
I'll be out on my ear, I will. She only took me back at Christmas on the understanding I behaved myself. Since then, what have I done? Tried to get in that flipping brewery, didn't I? Tried to diddler out the compensation when I did me back in. Oh, no. This will be the last straw, this will. This'll put the right mockers on it, this will. I can just hear her now. Fred, could I have a word with you? Oh.
One more time, Fred.
Brian! You little bazzer, you've cracked it! Brian! You little wizard, you've done it, mate, you've done it. I'm gonna make it! I'm gonna make it!
Hey, how about settling up, Fred?
Yeah, well, I've got that on me, you see, Brian. I'll see you tomorrow, mate.
Yeah, he's flipping better.
Tricia bought me these chocolates for my birthday. She wants them changing. Don't you, love?
Yes.
That's right. They're manky. White on top, you see.
Oh, aye. But they taste all right, do they?
I'm not complaining about taste.
No, otherwise you'd not have scoffed so many.
Right.
Hello, Albert. Happy birthday.
Thank you. We want these chocolates changing.
Wow, what's up with him?
The manky.
No, it's not mank. That's slight discoloration, is that?
Oh.
It in no way affects the quality or the flavour of the goods.
It's not flavour we're on about.
Look, it's your birthday, isn't it? All right, here you are. You can have those and keep the ones in the box.
Oh, thank you very much. Now we'll go back and see your mum's better, shall we?
Bye-bye. Give it our love, won't you?
Ta-da.
Ta-da, love.
Sorry I've been so long, love. I was with the VAT man. I wanted him to explain something. I was with him an hour. I'm no wiser, and he's totally flummoxed. Anyway, there's been no hold-ups throughout.
No, it's important. Augie's had a packet of fags on tick. Oh, and then that Wainwright chap came round from the picture house to curse you.
Oh, better out at way then.
He weren't so pleased.
No, I never thought he would be.
And then the Gazette came.
They're making a lot of fuss over note, aren't they? Are they coming back?
No, they interviewed me instead and took me photo.
Well, what did you say?
Just what a grand chap you are.
Oh, well, that's all right. Hey, listen, I'm sorry about this morning, you know, but I do have a lot of responsibilities.
I understand, Alf.
Aye, well, cup of tea, eh?
Put that spoon in there. Go on. Eve.
Hi, love.
Hi.
Hello, Nick. There you are.
What's that?
Chorley cakes, a souvenir of Wigan. I'll put them in the kitchen.
Wigan.
Aye. They wouldn't let me bring the pier.
What were you doing in Wigan?
I've been with Fred. Mrs. Walker's car broke down there.
In Wigan?
Yeah. I didn't get much out of him, but there's definitely something fishy going on.
There usually is with Fred. Did he pay you?
Tomorrow, he said.
Hey, Fred's not renowned for his reliability where money's concerned,
I've
you
got
know.
him over a barrel with this one. If he doesn't cough up, I'll tell Mrs. Walker.
Tell her what?
Well, that's my headache, isn't it?
You are strong. I'll get you tea.
Ron? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how's guitar? Oh, yeah, the garage is fine. We moved in, bought a new breakdown van, and business is booming. Oh, breakdowns, tune-ups, that sort of thing mostly. Hey, but listen to this. This fella came in yesterday just after we opened. He said, anything we can't manage, pass it on to him and he'll give us 10%. Yeah, not bad, eh? Well, it means we can start building a reputation before we probably get fitted out. Yeah, Skinner. Yeah, that's a guy. You're joking. Well, didn't seem that way at all. Oh, come off it, Ron. All right, I will. I will. Yeah. All right, then. Oh, and say hello to the lads for me. Bye.
Bad news?
No. Ron thinks that bloke Skinner's a bit of a wide boy. He's had dealings with him before.
Hey, be careful then, Brian.
Ah, he's just meddling, isn't he? Can't face the fact I can manage without him, can he?
After Elsie, are you, cock?
Not unless she's changed her name. She might have. She's changed her address. I'm looking for Marion. Marion Willis.
Oh, I thought you were a bit young for Elsie.
Does she live here, Marion?
Yeah, she lodges with Elsie.
She's not in. I've tried it down at Flower Shop, but she's out delivering. Any idea where she might be?
Might be in Rovers with a boyfriend. Come on, I'll walk you down.
Boyfriend, eh?
Aye, Eddie Yates. He drives the fastest dust cart in the West. They're engaged.
Engaged? I didn't know they were engaged.
Oh, yeah, a few weeks ago.
Oh.
You engaged?
No.
Doesn't look like you're in luck, love. You can't miss Eddie.
Big lad, is he?
Oh, he's a whopper. Shall I get your pint?
Just half, thanks, love.
Nice morning off, lovey.
You must be joking. Deirdre's off. Alf were out most of the day. I've been rushed off my feet. You?
Oh, same. You were off and Fred were out.
25, cock.
This your new boyfriend then, Ben?
He knows such luck. He's a pal of Marion's, ain't he, love?
Yeah.
Where's Fred now?
Waiting at the bus station for Mrs. Walker.
Did she die? I thought it was supposed to be 3.
Well, she was supposed to be coming back. She decided she's not coming back today. She phoned just after he left. She, Mrs. Taylor Brown, you know, decided that she should stay another day. Something to do with the country fair.
Oh, and he doesn't know. Poor Fred.
Poor Fred, my eye.
Hey, how do you mean, poor Fred, my eye?
I mean, poor Fred, my eye. That's what I mean.
Oh, you wouldn't say that if you'd seen me out there steaming in that blooming car for the last 2.5 hours.
Oh, I would.
Well, where the hell is she then?
She's not coming back today. She phoned just after you went.
Oh, flaming marvellous, innit, eh? You bust a gut getting a flipping car ready, and this has cost me money, you know. Oh, well, that's it. She's had it now, finito. She wants to come back here, she can get a cab, because you know where I'll be? I won't be here. I'll be at Grab a Granny night in Pwllheli. That's where I'll be.
Oh, tomorrow you might, but tonight you're going to be behind this bar.
Huh?
Because tonight, me and Bet are going to take it nice and easy. So you can get us a couple of port and lemons. I'm on you as well.
Oh, all right.
It's a madhouse, isn't it? Hey, they usually pop in for one at tea time, Betty, don't they, Eddie and Marion?
Usually, yeah.
There's no wrong, is there?
No. Oh, no, I'm just back from Ulster.
Oh, soldier boy.
That's right. Sergeant.
Oh, how long has he been in, love?
Too long for my liking, love. 10 months stint.
Oh, well, you'll be ready for a nice bit of peace and quiet.
Aye, but things change, don't they, when you go away?
Yes, I dare say.
See, Marion were living at my mother's, like, before I went. And, well, you know, we were together.
Oh.
Oh, well, they have changed then, haven't they?
Aye, well, I won't hang about. Don't want to be too much of a shock for him. But if you see her, say I've been asking after her, will you?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Try, lovey.
It's a dark horse, that Marion, isn't she?
Doesn't look too good for Eddie, does it?
Oh, don't be so daft. He's probably just come back to say hello to her.
Hello. All the way back from Northern Ireland just to say hello. You must be flipping joking.
Got off all right then, did he?
Oh, did it got off all right? might have had to drag him to that station myself. Just think, 2 whole weeks without fearless Freddie. It'll be as much holiday for us as it will be for him.
I never fancied holiday camp myself. I always wanted something a little quieter, you know.
Well, you're very wise, Betty. Let's face it, you could bump into somebody like Casanova G for a start. Do you know, I can't think of aught worse than Fiery Fred in full flight on a grab-a-granny night.
Oh, he's got the look of a leprechaun, that bloke.
Eh?
Found in that car. I mean, can you imagine the look on Mrs. Walker's face when she landed back here this morning and found that her car was in Wigan because Fred had hired it to book his wife?
I don't think he'd have put it quite like that somehow.
No, I still think he's very lucky. I mean, if Mrs. Walker had have stayed over that night with Mrs. Taylor Whatsit, I mean, Fred would have been walking up the high street in Wigan with his belongings on the handcart.
Who was that then?
Oh, nobody you'd know, Chucky.
Oh. Do you know, I went out with a fella from Wigan once. Mate of our Archie's he was. Rode a bike, always had a berry on. Oh, the fella I mean, not the bike. Well, are you going to pour that or wait for it to crawl out the pot?
Hey, that Marian's a bit of a darken.
Hey, now don't you go slinging no mud at Marian. She's a very nice girl.
That's what that fella thought, I know.
What fella?
Well, the fella who were in here last night looking for her.
Soldier.
That's right, just back from Northern Ireland.
Looking for Marian?
Said her an old friend.
A very old friend, I'd say. Hey up, stand by your beds, unless my heroes are playing me tricks in my old age, the cavalry's arriving. Hello, Mrs. Walker. How nice to have you back. Did you have a good holiday?
Well, I mean, dear, good company, good food, good conversation. What more could anyone ask?
I could probably think of something if you press me.
Well, it's nice to see you back, Mrs. Walker. Is the driver bringing your case in?
He had to dash away. It's outside. I wonder, Elizabeth, would you mind, dear?
Oh, no, of course not.
Well, I take it everything's been all right here.
Just as you'd expect, Mrs. Walker.
Expect or hope, Bet?
Oh, there's not a thing out of place, Mrs. Walker. Honest.
I knew it. I can always tell when something goes wrong. I get this feeling inside.
Do you know, I'm exactly the same, Mrs. Walker, only with me, it's curry.
There's another cup in the pot, Mrs. Walker, if you don't mind squeezing it. You must have a tongue like an oven glove with all that travelling.
No, thank you, Mrs. Ogden. I think I'll make a fresh pot. You know, you've got to hand it to Mrs. Taylor Brown. She has somehow managed to preserve the very quality which is the epitome of the English way of life. And which, of course, is fast becoming a thing of the past.
What's that, Mrs. Walker?
Style, dear.
Oh, just think, Hilda. If only you had style, you could be charring for Mrs. Taylor Brown by now.
Here. That fella you were talking about, looking for Marian.
What about him?
Well, what were he like?
Well, let's put it this way. I wouldn't exactly kick him out on a wet, windy night.
Well, that's a big help. Could be half the British Army.
Only half, Hilda.
Well, you should notice, Hilda. I mean, most people think I'm Father Christmas. I think it's the sacks, you know.
Just shut up a minute, will you? I've got something to tell you.
If it's anything to do with me dinner not being ready, don't bother. I've got a stomach like a blast furnace. I'm roaring and ready for anything.
It's not to do with you, Barry. It's about Marian.
Marian, what about her?
Well, there's somebody looking for her.
Looking for her?
A fella.
What fella?
Well, I think it's somebody from her past, like. A soldier.
Soldier? She doesn't know no soldiers.
Tells you everything, does she? Any Rod, just thought you ought to know.
Yeah, sorry, Hilda.
Now, are you sure you can manage?
Of course I can.
Have you got everything?
Yeah.
Well, if you go, you'll have it dark.
See you, Grandad.
Ta-ra, lad.
Who is it?
It's Craig.
Oh, what does he want?
Knew it were you, that's for sure. What can we do for you, love? Come to measure up, and I. Measure up? You know, curtains and rooms and that, so we can work out what's going where.
Oh, I think we can help you there. Let's see now. Bed's going to bedroom, or is it bathroom? And best chairs go in kitchen.
You want to shut your mouth, you? There's a train coming. You know what I mean?
Aye, go on. Where do you want to start, love?
I might as well start in here.
Hey, yeah, what do you think you're doing with that?
Well, do you expect me to reach curtains? I'm not Superman, you know.
Get away, we hadn't noticed.
Well, you can put that back for a start.
I've got to stand on summit.
Yeah, well, you stand on that and she'll stand on your head, I promise you.
What about curtains?
I'll give you measurements for them before you go. Can't you start on something else?
Like what?
The M6.
Well, like floors.
Floors?
Yes, floors. I'd hope you were having some carpet down. I don't fancy living next door to somebody that sounds as if they're doing a tap dance on a shed roof every time you move.
Well, what do you call that then?
That's not stopping here. That's going in my room, is that?
That's not what my granddad reckons.
Well, your granddad's got it wrong, hasn't he?
My granddad's never wrong.
Something smells good.
I'm boiling your socks.
Oh, no. You know I didn't like 'em fried.
Well, you're still too early for lunch.
Oh, well. In that case, I'll have to think of something to do while I'm waiting, won't I?
Well, if you're really looking for something to keep you occupied,
Yeah.
you can pour us a drink.
Oh, what a marvellous idea. What are you doing home early, anyway?
I've not been to the shop this morning.
Oh, all right for some, isn't it?
Well, don't you want to know where I have been?
Hey? Oh, yeah. All right, then, where have you been?
Station Road.
Station Road? Now, that is what I call living. What were you doing? Watching the traffic lights change colour?
I went to see a shop, didn't I? A little lock-up. It's empty now, but make an ideal florist's.
Oh. Are you having it?
I'm not sure. Feels right, and the price is right.
So, what's the problem?
I'm not sure it's the right time.
Oh, come on. Any time's the right time to sell flowers, isn't it? I mean, people get married, people get buried, even in a recession.
You doing anything this afternoon?
Well, nothing I can't get out of. Why?
Would you come and have a look at it?
Me? What do I know about flower shops?
I'd just like you to have a look at it. Second opinion, like.
All right. If that's what you want.
It is.
Yeah, but it's an insult to people's intelligence.
Insult me, fox.
Well, of course it is. What you're saying is they're not capable of making up their own minds about what they're going to see.
Oh, so you wouldn't have any censorship then? You just let them show what they like?
Well, no, I admit there are some things.
Yeah, exactly. So where do you draw the line?
You're not still going on about that film that you banned, are you?
Well, I'm merely trying to put the other point of view, that's all.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no other point of view.
Well, I can see I'm wasting my time.
Well, I'm wasting valuable drinking time. Listen, let's just agree to differ, all right? What are you having?
No, it's all right. I'll get
No,
it.
you're all right.
No, it's all right. No,
Listen,
I'll
for
get it.
heaven's sake, flipping, can you agree about anything? Betty, will you give him a couple of pints over here when you're ready?
What time did you say she'd be in?
I didn't, love, but it's usually about now if she's coming in. No one along, have you?
I suppose so.
Good mates, eh?
You could say that. Before I went away, like.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, eh?
Well, you do a lot of thinking, that's for sure. About the things from back home. Your mates, like. Well, yeah. Start to look at life different and all. You know, live for today, not tomorrow, or the day after. There's no guarantee there's going to be a day after, have you? None of us have come to that.
Yes.
Sorry, love, did I say something?
No, it's just that... Well, I had a lad who was in the army.
Well, there you are then. You know what I'm talking about, if anybody does.
Oh, yeah. He was one of the ones there was no tomorrow for. He was killed in a flash.
I'm sorry, I had no idea.
I haven't seen him, love.
Fellas, well, I've nearly broken my neck trying to get here.
There is somebody looking for you, though.
For me? Phil,
I didn't think you'd left the country.
what are you doing here?
I decided to look up a few old mates, didn't I? How are you?
I'm fine, tell very much. Don't look so bad yourself.
Can't complain. What can I get you?
Oh, I'm waiting for someone.
You can still have a drink with an old mate, can't you?
Yeah, of course I can. Orange juice, please.
You want something stronger than that?
No, honest.
Orange juice, same again, love, please. What have you been doing with yourself?
Not much, you know.
No, I don't. That's why I'm asking.
Well, if you hadn't stopped writing to me, you would have known, wouldn't you?
I'm sorry about that. Honest I am.
Well, when you stopped writing to me, I didn't know what to think. Hang on a minute, Miss Eddie. What kept you?
Well, I had to wait for the lift from the depot, you know.
I want you to meet an old friend of mine. This is Phil. Phil, this is Eddie.
Any friend of Marion's is a friend of mine, pal.
Yeah,
Eddie's a bit more than just a friend, Phil. We're engaged.
that's right, pal.
Don't tell me a large gin and tonic with lashings of ice and lemon. I've no the type anywhere.
I couldn't, not at dinner time. I'd be asleep all afternoon.
Well, what else is there to do?
Well, actually, to be honest, I didn't come in for a drink. No, I've just popped round with this because it's just come in and there's a picture of you on the front page.
Oh, you haven't hit page 3 then, Bet?
Hey, it's a good one, isn't it? Oh, no.
What's up?
Former Mayor of Weatherfield, Councillor Alfred Roberts, is at the centre of a controversy over the Watch Committee's banning of the film Lola Learns How. Councillor Roberts should put his own house in order before he starts dictating to others, says Donald Wainwright, manager of the Coliseum Cinema, which was planning to screen the film next month. Mr. Wainwright claims that when he called round to voice his protest to Councillor Roberts over the banning of the film, he was greeted by local barmaid Bet Lynch, who shares Councillor Roberts' home.
You better read the rest.
I was surprised at Councillor Roberts' attitude towards the film, said Miss Lynch. I've been friendly with him for a long time, and I thought I knew him better than that, she said with a smile.
Aye.
Miss Lynch added that if it hadn't been for the generosity of Councillor Roberts, she may well have been homeless. When I lost my flat, he offered me a home with him, said Miss Lynch, and he wouldn't take a penny in rent. But I do try to repay him in other ways, she said. He's flaming libel, is that?
I don't think it is. He did offer you a roof over your head, and you do share his home.
But not in the way it says there. That makes it sound as though I'm some kind of tart living over brush with him.
Hey, up, let a fella see his pint. Well, what have I said now?
It's now you've said, Alf.
I'm sorry, Alf, honest. I never said all that.
Said what? What you on about?
They've twisted it all round.
I always reckoned you'd hang yourself with that tongue of yours one of these days. I didn't think you'd put my neck in the rope as well.
I'm sorry, Alf. What more can I say?
I think you've said enough here, don't you?
Yes, I was a fool to open my trap.
You were the... It was me who was a fool. Letting you flannel me into giving you a roof for your head because I felt sorry for you. Because I cared about you. Look at it, it's flaming got me.
Oh, come on, Alf.
Don't worry, mate. I'm going before I do something that'll really put the cat among the pigeons. And don't think I've forgotten about you, lady. Because I haven't. Not by a long chalk.
I thought he was going to throttle me on the spot.
All the time yet, love.
And can you blame him? Honestly, after the way that man has looked after you.
Well, I didn't know they were going to put it like that. They just asked me what I thought.
Yes, and was the photograph their idea too?
Well, I didn't know a photographer were coming until he walked in.
Oh, now, come on, you did play right into their hands, didn't you?
Alf will get over it. He knows what the papers are like. He's been on the council too long not to. Good God, if I'd have complained about some of the things that have been said about me, I'd have spent half my life behind bars for assault.
If you'll pardon me for saying so, Len, you are not Alf.
I was on the council.
It is not the same thing. Look, Alf is an ex-mayor of this borough, with all the dignity and self-respect which that implies. This is not just a newspaper article, it is a smear on his character. And, what is worse, a betrayal by someone he looked on as his friend. If you want my opinion, I think he has every right to feel aggrieved.
What do you expect, love?
I didn't mean it like that, Betty. Honest.
I must say, he's taking it very calm.
Who?
Eddie, you tater.
Oh, why shouldn't he? That fell no pal of Marian's. What's up with that?
Well, if he just wanted to say how do to her, what's he hanging round for?
Oh, change the record.
All right, then. How would you feel if an old mate of mine turned up and started chatting me up?
Huh?
Oh, what's the use?
Not much to say for yourself, do you, mate?
Well, you seem to be doing enough talking for both of us. Anyway, some of us have got work to do.
Sit down, it's my shout.
No, sir, I've got to be off.
You working this afternoon?
Yeah, I said I'd do a bit of overtime, help the lads down the depot. Somebody's got to fill the bottom drawer, you know.
Oh, 5 minutes won't make any difference, will it?
No, I better go. Look, you stay, though.
You don't mind?
What, you don't mind?
Well, it's been good to meet you, Eddie.
Yeah. Right, I'll see you later, then.
Try, love. I'll have to be getting back myself in a minute.
You're not walking out with me as well, are you? It's not something my best friend didn't tell me, is it?
I've got to get back and all, you know. What do you think of him?
He's okay, I suppose. I'm a bit surprised you got engaged. You know, so soon, like.
So soon? I like that. You could have gone to the moon for all I knew.
All right, I said I'm sorry about that. I didn't write and I should have done. I didn't mean to say I wasn't thinking about you, did it?
Doesn't change anything, Phil. Not now.
Look, I'll have to go. It's been great seeing you.
Yeah, you too.
Perhaps I'll see you again sometime.
You never know.
Bye, Phil. Take care.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll see who that is, will you, love?
Right.
Mrs. Fairclough, is she?
It's Mr. Whiteley and Craig.
She can see who it is. What's all this here about carpets, then?
What about him?
Well, our Craig says you're taking them with you.
Your Craig's right.
Well, I thought you were leaving them.
You thought wrong, didn't you?
Well, you've got new ones. I've seen them going in next door.
Downstairs we have.
So what do you want these for?
Upstairs. This is going in my room.
I thought you said they'd be glad to have you take them off their hands, Grandad.
Oh, that's your little game, is it?
Well, it's balmy taking them next door. I mean, these were made for here, weren't they?
Well, you'll just have to get some made for you, won't you? And that'll cost you, believe you me. Unless, of course, you were thinking of making me an offer I can't refuse.
Sorry.
Hello, love. What are you doing here?
I thought it might be a good time to catch you on your own. You are on your own?
Yeah, has your soldier boy gone, has he?
Yeah. It was him I wanted to see about, as it happens. Well, I wanted you to know what there was between Phil and me.
You don't have to tell me, you know.
I want to, Eddie. Well, I think you've got a right to know after the things you've told me about yourself. About being in prison and that. I want to.
Well, an old friend, you said.
It was a bit more than that.
How much more?
Well, we were nearly engaged.
What happened?
He went to Northern Ireland, didn't he? Oh, not that that was any reason. We could still have got engaged. But I reckon he just wasn't the type to settle down. Then, once he got over there, we just seemed to drift apart. He stopped phoning to see how I was, stopped writing. And in the end, he didn't even answer my letters. And then I met you.
Slim James's Stardust Lil, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's his hard luck, isn't he?
There was something else. You know when I was looking for digs, when I moved into Elsie's?
Yeah.
Well, it was Phil's mother I was stopping with. That's where I was stopping when I met you.
So that's why you never let me take you back there?
Yeah. I tried keeping it from Phil's mum at first, about you and me. See, she always thought that Phil and I might get back together again. Any road, she got wind that I was seeing somebody else, and things got a bit nasty.
So you moved into Elsie's?
Yeah. So now you know. I wanted to tell you ages ago, honest, but I couldn't. I couldn't say anything when I was still stopping with his mum. You see, I didn't think you'd understand. And then when I moved out, well, I didn't see much point.
You could have told me, you know. Wouldn't have made no difference.
I didn't want to hurt you.
Yeah, daft pudding. Anyway, you're all right now. Do you know, I don't think I've ever had anybody who considered me feelings before.
Well, you have now.
Thank you, Mr. Dilworth. Ta-ra. Ah, heck, I'm sure somebody puts the word round when I brew up. I've been trying to get this for 20 minutes.
Price of fame, mate.
Don't you start. I've had a belly full of that. So if you've come in here for a cheap
As a
laugh...
matter of fact, I came in for a packet of cigars. But if you've got a couple of dolly birds stashed out the back, I'll happily take them off your hands.
Listen, if I hear any more cracks about me and
Oh,
Bet
come on, mate, you must be laughing all the way to the bank. I mean, think of all those housewives that come in here buying stuff they don't want just so that they can say they met the Coronation Street Casanova. I mean, it must be good for business.
Never mind the business. What about my reputation?
Well, I tell you what, you've gone up in my estimation, mate.
Was there anything else?
No, I don't think so. Oh, yeah, there was just one thing. The next time you feel like saving yourself a homeless barmaid, do us a favour. Save me one. See ya.
Not too soon, I hope.
Hello, love. We were just talking about you.
Why not everybody else's? If my ears burn much more, you'll be able to make toast on them.
See ya. Be good.
Think I got lost, did you?
Not with my luck, I didn't. You realise you've given every comedian round here 12 months' material at least.
I told you, Alf, it weren't my fault. They twisted me words round.
It was you that gave them the words to twist, though, wasn't it? Sticking your nose in where you had no right to.
It were Wainwright.
It wasn't Wainwright that gave all that stuff to the papers.
Well, it seemed harmless at the time.
Harmless? You've not been stood behind this counter all afternoon.
I'm sorry, Alf. What more can I say?
You're sorry.
Well, yes, I am. Whether you believe it or not. When I got me chance to have my picture in the paper again. I was chuffed, and I admit that. And when I saw the picture, I was chuffed. But when I read what they put with it, I wanted the floor to open up and swallow me.
You did?
Look, Alf, I've said I'm sorry. What more can I do? What more do you want? Blood?
No, I don't want blood. I just want to be allowed to live my life in peace without you sticking your door in and stirring things up for me.
Like before I came to stop here, do you mean?
How did you guess?
Looks like I better start looking for somewhere else then.
That's the best news I've had in weeks.
Oh, I could do with a cup of tea.
Right. Well, you help yourself. I'm going to have something a bit more stronger.
Oh, go on then. But make mine a small one. Well, what do you reckon?
I reckon there must be nicer ways of spending the afternoon than sitting in a traffic jam on Station Road.
I meant about the shop.
Well, I didn't see any other florists in the area, which is a good sign. There must be a bit of passing trade with it being near the station.
Oh, that's just what I thought. Yeah, with the right management, that place could be a little gold mine. Give it 12 months, I could be doing twice the trade I'm doing now.
So, what's your problem?
Money.
Oh, money.
I couldn't afford to open another place without a loan.
How much?
Well, I wouldn't have to borrow it all. Say, 3,000.
3 grand.
That's right.
I shouldn't see that being any problem.
Pleased to hear it.
Marion.
Phil, what are you doing here?
Waiting for you. I wanted to talk to you.
I thought we'd said it all at dinner.
I couldn't just let you walk out of my life again. Not after all we had between us.
It's finished, Phil. I'm engaged. Whatever there was between us is over.
That's what I thought until I saw you again and talked to you. Had a bit of a laugh about the old days. It's not over, Marion. Not for me, it isn't.
Well, that's me done for another week, me Saturday sort out. Here, you may as well have that shirt for Duster's Hilda, it's had its day. And here, see if you can find a pensioner that likes pin-ups. What's up?
Look at him. Go on, just look at him.
Yeah, another pretty sight, I'll grant you that. What's he doing?
Nout, that's what he's doing.
Oh, shut up, can't you? I'm entitled to a rest after grafting all week.
And aren't I entitled to a day out after grafting hard all my life? Do you know, we've not had a proper holiday together since Adam were a lad. I know he's not going to surprise me with 2 tickets for a round-the-world cruise, but I wish I understood why, on a flaming Saturday in the middle of flaming August, I have to stop in and play second fiddle to a flaming horse. I wouldn't care, but it won't win.
It will win.
Oh, if all the rest drop dead. I hope you shape a bit better when you wed.
Don't you worry, Hilda. Marion will have nothing to complain about.
You see? Andy tidies his room out.
Oh, I know. He's a gold-plated saint, isn't he?
Well, next to you he is. Mind you, next to you anybody is.
Actually, I've got very fixed ideas about the way marriage should be. You know, the way it should, what it should be like.
Yeah, well, with living here, at least you'll know what it shouldn't be like. Hey, I hope this bloke of hers isn't going to upset the apple cart for you.
You keep saying that. Look, I just told you it's an old mate, that's all.
Old Flame was the way I heard it.
Yeah, well, that's fizzled out when he went back to Northern Ireland. She's got me now.
So why is she seeing him?
Hilda, she's not seeing him. He just popped down for old time's sake, that's all.
Why don't you stop mixing it?
I'm not mixing it. I'm just concerned for Eddie, that's all. He knows that.
Well, there's no need to be. I mean, I'm not one of them possessive sort of blokes. Marion's entitled to have had friends before she met me. I don't want it all gift-wrapped in cellophane like one of them roses. Hey, talking of which, I must get me skates on. I promised I'd give Albert a hand to weed his allotment.
Oh, you're a good soul, Eddie.
Yeah, the poor old beggar can't bend down, and the exercise will do me a bit of good. Actually, it wouldn't do you any harm, Stan. Are you coming with us?
Oh, he'd love to, only his bum's been welded to that chair.
Now, come on, Nelson boy, you can do it.
He is a good lad, you know. Must admit she's brought out the best in him. I hope he's right about this soldier fellow, though. It's funny she's never mentioned him before.
Come on, lad, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Did he do it?
You put the markers on him saying he wouldn't win.
Oh, well, of course, it's all my fault. I mean, we all know I'm a fully qualified witch. Bye, ex-Stanley, I wish I was. Trouble is, I don't think they've invented a spell yet that'd have any effect on you.
6 ounces of Lancashire.
Yeah.
Anything else, love?
No, I think that's all, Chuck. Unless you want to give me your autograph.
Eh?
Well, you're a bit of a celebrity now.
Oh.
No, I still got my book, you know, that I had when I was at school. Oh, roses are red, violets are blue, lilies are green. 'Cause I saw 'em hanging on the line. Hey, didn't we think we were little devils in them days?
Yeah, well, you would do in them days.
Oh, thank you.
No, the joke is wearing a bit thin, Betty. I expected better from you.
Oh, you've been misbehaving yourself again, have you, Mrs.
No,
T?
he's still a bit super sensitive about that article in the paper.
Well, flipping heck, wouldn't you be? With your name splashed out everywhere. All this innuendo about you and Bet Lynch.
I wouldn't mind, but I think the wife might have something to say about it. Is that my booze?
It's as big as your head.
Right. I'll see you all at the party tonight, then.
Well, farewell to number 9, Dash.
That's the one.
Oh, I've got myself some new earrings, specially. As a matter of fact, I may be on the point of moving myself.
Oh, were you going to see that flat that Mrs. Rennie told you about?
I am en route this very minute. And if it's half as good as it sounds, my landlord here may get his dearest wish granted and become my ex-landlord.
Oh, nay, Bet.
Oh, nay, Alf. Now, don't deny. It's been your aunt's desire to see the back of me ever since I moved in here with my few pathetic bits.
It's just this latest episode that's gone too far. All this stuff in the papers.
Exactly. And because your stainless reputation is more precious to me than life itself, I'm about to shift my carcass. Now then, say all together, hallelujah!
She's puddled.
There you are, Chuck. I don't suppose he'll be very long. He's been gone since just after 2. Mind you, with Albert Tatlock chunnering on at him, I doubt if he'll be making very fast progress.
It's good of him to do it, though.
Oh, well, you've got a good lad there.
I know that, Mrs. Ogden.
Do you?
You're worried about Phil, aren't you?
Do I have need to?
Is Eddie?
Oh, no, he's very cheerful about the whole thing. He doesn't seem to think he's got out to be jealous about. Not since you told him it was all over between you and the other fella. He trusts you, you see.
I know that, Mrs. Ogden.
Well, you've not answered my question. Do I have need to worry? 'Cause, you see, Eddie's come to be like, well, like a son to me. I wouldn't want to see him hurt.
Do you think I'd want to hurt him?
Oh, people don't always want to, but sometimes it doesn't stop them doing it.
I thought it was over. Honest. Even when he came back the other night, I thought it was just a flying visit for old time's sake and he'd be out of my life again.
But?
Promise you won't say anything to Eddie?
Oh, no.
Only honest, Mrs. Ogden, I just don't know what to do. Phil was waiting for me when I came out of work last night. He wants to start seeing me again.
Well, he can't. You're engaged to another man.
He knows that.
Well, he's shameless, then. What did you tell him?
Well, like you said, I'm engaged. It wouldn't be fair.
Not only wouldn't be fair, Chuck, be the biggest mistake you ever made. Now, you've got a good future with Eddie. He'll make you a fine husband, I know. But if you do anything to muck it up, you'll be a fool to yourself. I'm only telling you for your own good.
What are you wearing tonight?
I don't know, love, I haven't thought. Probably me green. Stop eating then, there'll be none left but guests.
Oh, I don't have to wear a frock, do I? I hate myself in frocks.
I can see you on your wedding day trailing down the aisle in them jeans.
I won't, don't be daft, because I'm not getting married. Mind you, I sometimes have this fantasy about being a sex pot, dressed in slinky black slip to me thigh.
Well, keep eating like that, you'll be more pot than sex.
Right, I'll take this round and that's the lot for today. The rest can wait till tomorrow.
It's not 5 o'clock yet.
You won't be at this party tonight, don't you? I was up at 7 o'clock this morning, you know, packing things and opening them next door. I wasn't standing round making silly jellies.
We've been working dead hard, do you mind? Anyone with a bit of muscle can cart stuff around, but it takes brains to bit those tests with Morses, don't it, Reed?
Right.
And we're not making stupid jellies, by the way.
I should pity that, you know, because I like jellies. I'll be back in about 10 minutes, eh? And think on, don't use all the hot water, I'm having a bath.
Yes, boss.
Hey, dead chuffed though about tomorrow. I am.
Well, we've worked hard to get this house, kid. Do you know, I reckon we've put as much into getting it as Len did building it.
I think he's dead pleased on quiet now and all, don't you?
Yeah, like a dog with 2 tails.
Just shows you. We always know what's best for 'em at long run. They should listen to us at first place and it'd save a lot of bother.
Well, you convinced me, kid. Now all you have to do is convince them.
By heck, you've been a long time. What were you doing, digging it up with a teaspoon?
Still could do with a couple of hours. I had no idea it was in such a state.
Else you wouldn't have been there, eh?
Oh, yes, he would. Everybody's not like you know. I thought he was very proud of that allotment.
Well, he was. I mean, he is. He's still got plans about what he's going to do with it, but he's just Well, his head's got ideas his body can't carry out, you know.
Yeah, bit like you, eh, Chuck? Here, shall I make you a nice hot cup of tea?
No, it's all the same. I'll go and get a quick wash. Then I can meet Marion coming out of the shop, you know.
She popped in before.
Oh, aye. Isn't she working then?
Oh, she were delivering flowers in the next street. Herbert and Joyce Watson having their ruby wedding at the Carter's Arms tonight. She'll be got up like a Christmas tree and all half her bosom showing. First thing in the morning, you know, she goes on more like she were 21 instead of 61. First thing in the morning in the supermarket wearing false eyelashes. Never see her without them.
Did she leave any message?
No, just to say that she'd been. She were telling me about that soldier chap.
Oh, aye, what'd she say?
Well, like you said, she's engaged to you now, isn't she?
Right.
All the same, I should watch him if I were you. He's not to be trusted. Hey, watch him try and be all subtle. Yes, Sir Alfred, what is your pleasure?
Pint of bitter, please, love. Did you go to that place this afternoon?
What place is that?
No, only you said something about a flat.
Oh, that, yeah, dear.
Ah, all right, was it?
Yeah, it was all right.
Ah.
Oh, you are rotten, you. Tell her notice, she's having it.
In spite of it being up 5 flights with a sloping attic ceiling that drops down to about 2 foot in places, and it's going to cost me £3 a week more in rent than my old place, still, as long as you've got your good name back, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Take no notice of. I'm quite sure that the flat is very suitable.
Oh, it is, Mrs. Walker. If you happen to be an athletic dwarf with an head for heights, a very rich athletic dwarf.
Would have we seen around at the fair club tonight?
Yeah, I'll probably pop in for about 10 minutes. Poor old Deirdre's gone to bed with a tummy bug down.
Oh, dear. She said she felt a bit of it yesterday. Anyway, I should be having a celebratory pint. My prayers have been answered.
Yeah, the only thing is, don't you think it's all a bit quick?
How do you mean?
Well, one minute the Gazette is printing scurrilous reports about you and your, quote, lodger, and the next minute she's moved out.
What? You mean it might look as if there was something in it?
Well, it could do. I mean, you know how people's minds work.
I do indeed.
Phil, what are you doing here? Phil?
I want to talk to you. Is that a time?
I've told you, there's nothing to talk about.
I tell you what. You get in, we'll go for a drink, and talk about whether there's anything to talk about.
Can't you go to a party with Eddie?
What time?
8.
It's only just gone 6. Gives us plenty of time. Go on. I'll treat you to a snowball. 2 big cherries.
Oh, all right. But just one quick drink, that's all.
There you are.
Now, be careful with this, because it's still warm. I've only just taken it out of the oven.
Ooh, smells good, that. Come on, let's get some of these bottles open.
Oh, it all looks very nice. And so do you, Rita. The Sussex changes keeps you young.
Oh, thanks, love. Did you hear that, husband?
Hey, don't worry. She'll not trade you in for a young lover. I'll look after you.
Oh, aye. If she's getting a young lover, good luck to her. Maybe she can find one for me and all. Come on. A little drink before the mother.
Oh, lovely.
It's a good job I'm not easily shockable. Things the same front at Charles.
Can I make a toast?
As long as it's not St. Patrick Little Feet. I'm not Patrick Little Feet they want around here, thanks.
No, it's to number 7 and all who sail in her. And I just hope that you'll be very, very happy and, well, that you'll have a lot of good luck and good health.
Oh, thanks, love.
You know,
to number 7.
to number 7.
Number 7.
Oh, sorry, the door was open.
Come in, come in.
No, I've just come round to say I can't stay. Deirdre's not very well. And to give you this little housewarming present.
Oh, how?
Yeah, you don't have to rush away. Have a drink before you go.
Oh, yes, you must stay. Kenny, it's the last night.
Don't go.
I must go. I'm mad late already.
We've not settled anything.
There's nothing to settle.
You know there is. Us.
There's no us, Phil. It's over. You finished it yourself when you went to Ireland.
I made a mistake. I shouldn't have. I should have written. Told you I still love you, that I'd be coming back.
So why didn't you? I waited and waited and nothing.
I know I hurt you. I don't know why. Maybe I hadn't grown up properly then. still a silly kid at heart, scared of responsibility. I don't know. But whatever it was, I feel different now.
Eddie.
I've been waiting for you to come back.
I'm sorry I'm late, love. I'm not getting to Millie's to get changed. Only Phil gave us a lift home and...
Yeah, I know. I saw him pick you up 2 hours ago.
We were only talking, love. And...
Obviously.
We had a lot to talk about. No, love it. May as well know.
Know what? What's going on?
Nothing's going on, Phil, please.
If I hadn't been posted away, me and Marion would have been engaged. Did she tell you that?
Yeah, she did say something about it.
Look, mate, I know it must seem to you, but she was my girl long before she met you. I want her back again. And I told her that.
Yeah, but Kate and me are engaged now.
Engagements can be broken. I told her that too.
Oh, aye. And what did you tell him?
I haven't... I don't know. Oh, Phil, why did he have to come back?
I'm sorry, Chuck.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I shouldn't.
You shouldn't, but you're going to, eh?
Oh, it's such a lovely party.
Wait till I have my flat warming, Petal. I'm going to have this great big cake and a naked fella jumping out.
Can I say something?
Just about naked fellas?
No, it's just that I've always admired those earrings you wear. I mean, I could never wear anything like that, not in a million years. Well, it takes a lot of courage.
It takes very strong earlobes.
Give over, they're not heavy. Try them on, Cop.
Oh, no.
Come on.
I couldn't. I mean, well, they're just you, aren't they? I mean, they just say Metlish, don't they? They don't say Mavis Riley, do they?
They do now. God, I feel like I've come out with no knickers on.
Come on, then, babe. Now you've got them. Flaunt 'em.
Oh, how is she?
She's fast asleep.
Good, you can stay for a bit then.
Right.
There we are.
Well, just for a few more minutes anyway. Cheers.
Cheers.
So, how's it feel?
Leaving here? Well, not such a wrench as if we were going to Australia, but funny all the same. All my married life's been spent here. Lot of memories.
Well, the entire street's filled with memories for me.
Gosh, you've been here since you were a kid.
All my life. First with my folks and David, that's my brother.
The one that got killed.
Yeah. It was all a long time ago. Anyway, this is a party, isn't it?
That's all right. But you stayed.
With Val and the twins, yeah.
Not had an easy time of it, have you?
Well, who has? Anyway, I'm happy now and I'm thankful for that. God knows I am. Who knows, one day I might shake the world to its foundations and actually move away from here.
Yeah, that's what I said as well.
Hey, come on, you. We need a fella. Well, to be more specific, we need two, but you'll have to do because Blaine's busy playing off, and Alice busy coming to get on a loss.
I don't get it. First of all, you can't wait to get shut of me. Now you're asking me to stop on.
Yeah, well, only for the time being, like. I mean, you said yourself this flat isn't very ideal.
Far from it, but I wouldn't have thought that'd worry you so long as I'd gone.
Yeah, well, it seems daft rushing into something.
I get it. Now it's come to the crunch, you've realised you just can't bear to be without my smiling little face, right?
Yeah, well, so as I say, it's daft rushing into things, and, I mean, you're going to have to move sooner or later. Anyway, I can put up with it for a week or two, I think.
How can a girl resist such a charmingly put invitation? My answer is yes, yes, oh yes, Alfie. Now take me into your arms and seal the bargain.
Hey?
I'm only asking you to dance.
Oh, you stand close up for that on
Hey, hang on. Tell her what you made me do.
Oh, well, you shouldn't be so greedy then. Think I might have known.
What?
The salmon, we had red at ours. Still, I always say them with the money always is meanest at entertaining.
I'm in a bag of booze.
No, Miss Stanley, there are some people who don't judge the success of the party by how much ale they can suck.
You'll have another one, won't you, Wilden?
Go on, yeah, I'll let you twist me out. Just saying to Stan, lovely party, obviously no expense spared. What's happened to Eddie and Marion? They should have been here by now.
Enjoying an empty house, I bet.
Now that's enough of that. Any road from the look on his face when he come in, I think cuddling's the last thing they'll be doing. I was right, you know, there's trouble there.
Hello then, Chucky.
Well, right, heck.
Ah, we're having a bit of a party, you know.
See it is. Nobody said out to me.
No, well, it was a bit of an oversight, you know. What are you going to have?
Well, it is my house.
Yeah, well, technically not till tomorrow, technically. You know, we're just saying ta-ra to the old dump dwelling.
There, I just come to do a few jobs.
Well, you can have a bit of a drink first, can't you? Rita, will you get Chalky some grub? Thanks, Dad.
Hey, watch it, mate. That's my flipping carpet you're making a mess on.
Oh, go on.
Nobody said out to me about no flaming party.
Give that to Chalky. Ah, you made it.
Sorry, Willie.
Oh, that's lovely, thank you. Well, go on, get yourself a drink and plenty to eat. Go on, enjoy yourselves.
As labourers and secretaries.
What's wrong?
Mike, about the new shop. I was hoping you'd lend me the money.
What? 3,000 quid?
Well, you could do it.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of lolly, isn't it?
There's no real risk.
Darling, in business there is always a risk. Anyway, what's wrong with the bank?
Oh, I told you, they charge an arm and a leg in interest.
Oh. And what makes you think that I can lend you that sort of money without the interest, eh? I mean, I know the gossip writers say that we're just good friends, but, well, I'm not a charity.
I know you're not. Naturally, I'd expect to pay some interest. I just hoped it might be less than the bank.
What is it they say about not mixing business with pleasure?
And what is it they say about friends helping each other?
Well, I don't know. Let me sleep on it, eh?
Are you all right, sweetheart? You're very quiet.
Just thinking.
They've been good years, haven't they, eh? And I'll tell you something, the next are going to be even better.
Are they?
Yeah. If your husband isn't looking, do you mind if I have a kiss?
Come here.
Oi. Now, is that a way to behave in front of an impressionable teenager?
You shook your face.
Look at that mess all over my flaming carpet.
I never did. It's been there all night.
Well, you're stood there shoveling trifle in your gob, aren't you?
So's everybody else.
She's just had a right old go at Stan and all. I thought this was supposed to be a party.
Hey,
No,
Len.
but it's my carpet.
I've got it. Come on, let's all shift next door.
Hey, no? Oh, no,
Yeah,
no way.
there'll be more room to move. I'll let it all hang out.
Now, that's an offer you can't refuse.
Then they're not going in our new house.
Oh, they
Come
are.
on, Rita, it'll be great.
Come on, lights of my life. Wakey, wakey. Come on. Get
What's
your hands
up?
on there.
Oh,
Then
get off.
Get your keys. Yeah, conga.
Come on, you two, don't be spoiled sports. How it should not be made a mess. Come on. Are you coming, Grandad?
No, I'm flaming not. And good blooming riddance.
Well, I mean, we can talk about it till the cows come home. The point is, what do you want?
I don't know, Eddie.
Well, that's my answer then, isn't it? I mean, if you did know, you'd tell him to go and get lost.
I'm all mixed up. And everything was going so well till he turned up. If only he'd not come.
But he has come, hasn't he? No point in ifs. And you obviously still feel something for him.
I don't love him.
No, but you don't love me neither. Otherwise you'd know what to do.
I do love you. It's just that...
I know. Look, I think under the circumstances, like, we better call off the engagement, eh?
Is that what you want?
No, you know it's not what I want. It's just that, with you not knowing which of us you... Look, I'm not made of stone, Marion. Anyhow, have a think about it, like, and when you've made up your mind, let me know, all right?
I don't deserve you. Honest to God, I don't. Too late.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Have you checked everything?
Aye. There's no more in there belongs to us now.
When are they moving in?
Part today, part tomorrow, he said.
My house.
20-odd years I've lived in that place. That should mean something, shouldn't it?
Means it's time you moved.
I hope we last as long in here, you know.
You will. Unless I feel like moving again.
You what, Jay?
You're not sickening for out, are you?
No, why?
Well, you've not had a word for the cat since you come down.
We haven't got a cat, Hilda.
And while I don't expect no thanks from some quarters, at least I don't usually get no complaints off you.
Yeah, well, I was just not hungry, you know. I mean, the breakfast was smashing.
Very glad to hear it.
But some people will do. You wouldn't credit it, would you?
Oh, I don't know, Stanley.
This fella's a vicar.
Hey, I bet I know what you've got.
Well,
A thick head from that party at Fairclough's last night.
yeah, that's what it is, Hilda.
You won't be the only one in this street, neither.
Not wrong with my head.
Well, you wouldn't know if there was, would you? It's the only condition your body's used to, having more beer than blood in it. Will I get you some liver salts?
I don't think there'll be any help. Thanks all the same.
Well, suit yourself.
Do you want a bit of the paper?
Aye, go on. See what the other idiots are up to.
Wouldn't be so bad if we didn't have all last night's stuff as well.
Yeah, well.
What shall I do with these, Reet?
Top at fitted wardrobe, love.
Right.
And you know we've already got a cigarette burn in this carpet.
Have we?
Yes. Should have left that party next door.
Oh, perhaps we should. You want a cup of tea, love?
I'd love one, if you can find stuff to make one. I'll go. Well, you've got in then. Only just come in. Just being nosy, to tell you the truth. Are you? Are you being nosy too? Yes. We're coming back from church and couldn't resist a look in. You did right.
Oh, hiya.
Hello.
Right, that's done. Only there's no room for salts up there now. Now, what about these then?
Airing cupboard, love.
Airing cupboard. Hey, isn't it great, this, eh?
Very nice.
Funny how they've all come up in world since I arrived. Can't be coincidence, that, can it?
No. Listen, why don't you take Tracy with you? Show her your posters.
Oh, yeah, all right then. You into adamant, Trace?
Yes. Come on, I'll show you around, shall I? Oh, I'm sure you've enough to be doing.
We have.
Oh, hello.
Morning.
Oh, very nice. Len's making a cup of tea. Now, you'll have one, won't you? Well, if it's no trouble.
No.
You've plenty of cupboards, haven't you? Yes. Come on, I'll show you around the rest of the house. Don't forget a glass of orange juice for Tracy. This one.
Glass of orange juice for Tracy. Why don't we have another flaming party while we're at it?
Can't be bad. Working on a Sunday. Must be going in it.
Have it to do.
I wish I could join you. But my wife would kill me if she saw me with my overalls on today. It's against her religion. No, I saw the door open, so I thought I'd pop in. Hey, that reef spray's ready when you want it.
Oh, great. He said he was in a rush for it.
Ah, the almost out. Hey, Luke, I've got my car outside. Why don't I run you over to my place and you can bring the reef spray job back in?
What, now?
Yeah, if you like.
Oh, great. Hey, I've got the fellow's home number. He can pick it up this afternoon.
Yeah, providing he's got the money.
Right. Look, I got to go over the factory for 5 minutes. Do you fancy walking round? Then we'll nip in the pub for a drink, eh?
It says here that now's a good time to invest in property on account of prices being bound to rise.
Does it? Right. You coming in?
Might as well. I'll warn you, you might find me pretty boring company.
I don't think that's possible.
Just that I might want to talk about florists' shops all the time.
Well, that doesn't sound boring to me. Sounds like the making of a very lively discussion.
Right, fine. I'll put some shoes on.
It can't be.
Cheers, Luke.
I'm looking. What's the matter with it?
It's too high. It's a lot higher than those things.
It's the same. It's exactly the same.
Well, it feels a lot higher to me.
In that case, you're getting smaller.
Oh, I'm shrinking since we moved in here, am I?
So I've built the floor too low. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I don't think you're taking me seriously.
Well, it's not you I've come to see, it's the house.
It's a flipping madhouse, I'll tell you.
Come here. Just stand at that
She's at it again.
What for?
Don't ask. Have a drink, will you, love? Just help us shift some of that stuff we got left over from last night.
Seems like a very nice idea, yes.
All right, come in here. Come next door. Eh? Come on.
Don't you think that sink's too high?
Well, what am I supposed to say? Yes, I know.
Well, I think it is. He swears they're all the same height.
Well, when did he last do any washing up?
What's up with sink?
It's too high.
Huh?
There's no gin, I'm afraid. Beer, lager.
Oh, anything will do. The party go with the swing, did it?
Oh, yes, it swung all the way from next door into here, because Chalky started fretting about the state of his carpets.
His carpets?
Well, they are now.
Yeah, he's a cantankerous old devil, that fella, you know.
I think it's all right, that sink.
Thank you.
Well, them taps are a bit funny, though, aren't they?
Funny.
Yeah, they're not in the middle. They're sort of a bit to one side, like, you know.
We're going for a drink, Chuck. Be back for dinner.
Yeah, well, you better be. 1 o'clock it'll be on this table, 1:30 it'll be in the bin.
No danger of that, Mrs. O.
Oh, and I'd just like a word with you, Eddie, before you go, if you don't mind.
What about?
Well, it's private, this. You get yourself off to the Rovers if you think you can find your own way there. I'll not keep him above a minute or two.
I'll get you one in.
Cheers, mate. What's up?
Sit down. I did a tidy up this morning, Eddie. You know, like I do. All round upstairs. Did our room and the bathroom. And I did your room.
Thanks.
That was when I seen Marion's engagement ring on top of your chest of drawers.
Ah.
I wasn't prying, Eddie, honest.
No, I know you went. It's just lying there, wasn't it?
Is it this soldier coming back? Is it him what's done it?
Oh, no. No. Yeah, it's him.
Do you want to tell us about it?
Well, you've seen him, haven't you? Well, they were caught and strong, you know, before he went back to Northern Ireland, and well, Marion thought it was all over, like, but he's come back and he wants her to go with him again, so. Well, I mean, he's a nice fella. If she's got any sense, she'll go with him.
Oh, now, you don't mean that.
No, I don't. Anyway, she's gone to her auntie's in Blackpool, I think it is, for a couple of days, think things over, you know. Well, with her not knowing which of us to... Well, I said, perhaps we ought to break the engagements off, and she said, yeah, and give me my ring back.
Well, I'm sure she'll come back to you, love. I'm sure she will.
$1.35, please.
Cheap at half the price.
Thank you.
We don't often see you around on a Sunday.
What do you mean? I can't keep away. Besides, I'm paying myself double time for this.
I'll bet. So, is Mike Baldwin settled at last?
Seem very fond of one another.
Aye, and they don't care who knows it.
So what's that supposed to mean?
Well, they're supposed to be doing over at Bruce, aren't they?
Well...
I think they're both old enough to run their own lives as they choose.
There are very few folks old enough to know that.
You know, I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but these days one does hesitate to criticise anybody's way of life.
Aye, especially if you've got enough brass between them.
Is that mine, Stanley?
That's yours.
Oh, great. Get us a pint, will you, Bet?
Oh, Stanley, you haven't.
Well, he shouldn't be so long, should he? What did Hilda want?
Oh, it was about Marion. Hey, I'll tell you what. She's a very understanding woman, that Mrs. of yours. Very understanding.
I understand too much.
52 cop.
Ciao, Bet.
It's in a good situation. It's worth the money. Well, I think it is.
And you should know.
Well, I should.
I know.
Right. And it's in an area that hasn't got any other florist shops, so...
No competition.
No competition. So why won't you lend me the money I need to set it up?
Well, I haven't said I wouldn't yet.
Well, not in so many words, no, but I know an excuse when I hear one. Well, will you lend me the money or not?
No.
Now we know, don't we?
I'm sorry, lad, but you wouldn't take the hint, would you? You wanted a straight answer, now you got one.
I suppose you're going to tell me it's because you haven't got the money.
Oh, no, I got the money. I could lend you whatever I wanted. It's just that, well, I'm not going to, that's all.
Why not?
Because I think you're a bad risk.
Pardon?
Well, you've got no security. None I could call in anyway, and well, as far as I can see, you're offering me nothing in return.
Am I not?
I'm talking about financial.
Well, you can talk any way you like. It's clear what you're saying.
All I'm saying is, I will not lend you £3,000. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed.
Me darling?
No, I was watching some whippet racing or something down the Red Wreck.
Oh, yeah?
So, of course, Ivy insisted that Nicky stop with her while I took a walk round here. Oh, and she said she'll look after him tonight and all if you want to take me out.
Oh.
Now, we agreed it was the least you could do after deserting me for this place all day.
Yeah, all right then, we'll go out.
You might sound as though you meant it.
I do. Hello? Yeah? Oh, you rang to say that the car was ready, like. Ah, Mr. McKellar. Afternoon.
Hello.
There we are, then.
Does he think that you've done it
That's
then?
more like it. It's all the same to him, isn't it?
Right. Well, how much do I owe you then?
Right, you fit then? Nah. See you, Bess.
Enjoy your Brussels sprouts, love.
She'll wonder what's happened to getting in the time she said.
Look, I could have given you the money simply because it was you that was asking.
I didn't want you to do that.
Exactly. A business deal, you said, strictly business. Nothing to do with us being...
Nothing to do with that.
So, if Joe Bloggs was to come to me and say, would I put £3,000 into a florist, I'd have said no. So when you asked...
It's still no. Yes, you've made that very clear.
Oh, now we know where we stand, don't we?
We do.
Right, you ready for the offering?
Oh, you stay. I've somewhere I have to go.
Oh? Where?
Don't worry. It's purely financial, nothing we want to complicate our relationship with.
Oh, now, come
No, you made things perfectly clear, and you're absolutely right. I should have asked somebody else for the money in the first place.
Is that one dead? Or will she be coming back, do you think?
She might, I think.
Oh, God.
I'll get it. Go back to sleep. Yes, Hilda.
Oh, would you believe I've gone and run out of sugar just when all the shops have shut?
And you were wondering if I might have any in my new kitchen?
Well, just half a cup.
Well, let's go and look, shall we?
Oh, way. They're all the same, aren't they, fellas? I've just left two at home like that, snoring their heads off. Oh, wow. Oh, you have done yourself proud, haven't you? Oh, they're all in these modern kitchens nowadays, aren't they? One gets one, they all want one.
There we are.
There's no hatch, though, is there?
You what?
No serving hatch in the wall.
Well, no, there'd be no point.
No, well, I suppose it's one of them little refineries that they don't bother with in new houses these days.
I suppose you're right, Hilda, yes.
I think you've done right, though, keeping it all separate.
Thank you.
Yes, you like me privacy.
Any time will do for sugar, Hilda. I mean, don't feel you've got to rush back.
Oh, no, soon as Roberts's opens in the morning. Don't want you going short as well, do we?
Bye.
I bet you got upstairs nice and all.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Ta-ra.
You might as well show her the rest of the house and get it over with, you know. She's going to be back here every day until you do.
I dare say. Anyway, now I've got you back in the land of the living.
What?
I've been thinking. That telly's on wrong side.
Hey?
It's on wrong side of the fireplace. It should be over there. Easier for looking at.
Yeah. So I've got to move the aerial point and the socket over there.
Only if you want to.
Can I collect that, did he?
Yeah. He were on to you in a flash.
I tell you, every job you do, they want it done yesterday.
Paid in cash.
Did he, by gum? Good job I called round then. Well, it saves you having it around overnight.
So, 270 altogether.
Correct.
Right. If I take 27, that leaves 243.
Oh, he's good at sums as well.
And you're going to count it?
Why? Is it not all there?
Oh, yeah.
Well then. And you're quite happy with our little arrangement?
I am, yeah.
MOTs, resprays, out you can't handle, give us a shout.
I will.
That is, of course, until you move into your big new showroom.
That won't be for a while yet.
Yeah.
See ya.
Cheers.
Hi. Everything all right?
Yes, thanks. Any coffee left?
Yeah. Have you eaten?
Yes, have you?
No, I just had a sandwich, that's all.
I've also got the money.
What? £3,000?
Yep.
There aren't any banks open on a Sunday, so where'd you go? Salvation Army?
No, a friend of mine.
Oh.
Nobody you know.
Male friend, is it?
Doesn't matter, does it?
Well, if it doesn't matter, why won't you tell me?
Well, there aren't many women have that sort of money to lend, are there?
Oh, so it was a fella. You went to see a fella and sweet-talked him into lending you £3,000.
Well, why should that worry you? It doesn't involve you financially, does it?
Not financially, no.
We only talked about money. It's only a business deal.
Except that he's letting you have it cheaper than the bank would. Now, why would he do that?
Oh, for goodness sake, you won't let me ask you for the money, and now you get all uptight because I asked somebody else.
So, why won't you tell me who it is?
No, I won't.
No. Okay. I didn't want to know anyway. It just proves I was right, that's all.
What?
You are a bad risk.
All right. 4 and 5, 9. Put us 3 up, will you? Well, go on, it's your turn.
Yeah, I know it's my turn. I'm thinking.
It won't make your hand any better.
Just £1 then, ladies.
Oh, how convenient. Do you know, I often think that in the cabin, when things come to £1 or £5, you know, something exact like that, I think, oh, how convenient.
Really, fancy that.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Hello.
There's Marion tonight, then. Don't tell me you've left her sitting at home by herself.
Well, actually, she's away for a couple of days, you know.
I think she's a lovely girl, don't you, Emily?
Right, 2 pints. Do you want the barrel to jump in?
Well, hang on a minute. Stan, do you fancy going down the Legion for the thing instead of here?
Oh, to go out the Legion on Sunday.
I know, that's what I mean. I won't have to keep answering questions about Marion, will I?
Oh, don't worry about it. Tell him it's off.
I don't want to have to tell him it's off. Now, are you coming, aren't you?
No. £2, please.
Oh, thanks a million.
Well, you'll get over it, won't you?
Not here, I won't.
Eddie!
Are these both for you again?
Make that 1.
So really, let's face it, you didn't really go want to see either. It was simply to get yourselves a babysitter, wasn't it?
Was it that obvious?
Ah, she don't mind. You know what my mum's like.
Yes, I do.
So do I.
A pint, please, and a glass of lager, Mrs. Walker. Elsie?
Hey, can you afford it?
Of course you can. You're self-employed now, you know.
That's no guarantee of anything these days, except you've got to work twice as hard as anyone else.
Are you up for it, then?
Yeah, come on.
Good.
Give him a bit of decent opposition.
Right, 5 free again. 10.
You what?
Unless you want to make it more.
I'm game. I can see I'm going to be out of my depth here.
Well, come on, get weighed in, both of you.
Oh, yeah.
Before we start.
Looks like Albert's set on topping his pension up.
Gambling again, aren't they?
Well, not so much gambling, Mrs. Walker. More a dead cert. And my money's on the little fella in the flat cap.
So anything I can handle, he takes and I get 10%.
£1.34, please.
Thanks.
Thank you. Well, cheers, love.
Cheers, Elsie.
I mean, like today, I made 27 quid without lifting a finger.
Do you know, I always thought I was in the wrong job. I should have been a garage mechanic or
Ah,
something.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Joking, Brian.
I know.
It's all he goes on about.
What I'm saying, it don't matter how good you are. If you're working with somebody else, then he's the one that benefits. You want to make any real money, then you've got to set up for yourself.
Shh, gets more like flaming Mike bouldering every day, doesn't it? Cheers, love.
Going down to the pub?
No,
No. We're one house nearer now, you know.
I know exactly where we are because I built the place. And after all the aggro of selling it and then moving in tonight, just for tonight, I'm going to sit here and enjoy it.
You've earned it, love.
I've done more than earn it. I built it. And if anybody knocks on that front door, we're not in.
I'm just going down to youth club for an hour, all right?
Perfect.
You what?
That's okay, love. Have you got a key?
Yeah?
What the hell's that?
Where is it?
Oh, it'll be Craig.
Hey?
Yeah, you know, Chalky's grandson. He said as he will learn it drums, and, well, I saw him shifting some stuff in this house.
Oh, no.
I can't live with that.
Live with it. I've built a house next door to a tribe of flaming Zulus.
Changing my lifestyle, this, you know, darling. And it's all due to you.
Oh, what's that?
Well, having breakfast for me used to be a gulp of lukewarm coffee. Now look at me, starting the day on 2 eggs.
It's just a matter of organisation, getting up a few minutes earlier.
Yeah, that was the hard part. Exactly how much cash is this geezer putting up front?
Exactly what I asked you for, 3,000.
He'll want a finger in the pie then, eh? Perhaps even 2.
No strings. He's just lending me the money. It'll be my shop.
What, no security? No collateral?
No.
But you're paying over the odds in interest rate, though, eh?
Just the going rate.
You must know him pretty well for him to lend you 3,000 quid as if you were some sort of charity, then.
I do. I've done for years. He's in the same business. Time I wasn't here.
Well, I'll see you for a spot of lunch, then.
Sorry. Can't make it today.
Can't, meaning you got something else on.
Can't meaning can't. Bye, love.
You, workers are on. Not to mention famished. Excuse me, the house is on fire. And there's a black hole just appeared in the street.
Well, I wouldn't be able to put it out with what's coming out of that tap if it was, would I?
Does seem a bit reluctant.
It's pathetic.
What's for dinner?
I haven't washed breakfast dishes yet, and at this rate I'm not going to be able to, am I?
Yes, Rita. Sorry, Rita. Well, I've seen more water dribbling from a loofah.
Told you I'd have a deco at it.
Yeah, you said you'd have a deco at shower and all. 1 second it's shooting cold water at your belly button, and next it's scalding you to death.
There is such a thing as a control knob, you know.
I know there is, but it doesn't control.
Now you're talking to him, love. We'll have to find a plumber.
Yeah, I want those out to plumb.
Right. Now, how does bacon butties grab you for your dinner?
Great.
Shall I tell you something about you two? You couldn't wait to move into this place, could you? But as soon as you move in, you find nothing but faults with the place. I can still flog it, you know. I've had 1 or 2 very good offers, one of them with cash in his hand.
I was wondering how long it'd take you to get on that track. We're just saying there's 1 or 2 problems, that's all.
Well, I'm just saying I'll fix them, all right?
Right.
You can shut up for a start.
I've hardly said a word.
That'll be a change. I saw that lady. Flaming hellfire.
He will be flogging it if young Craig keeps that up next door.
Perhaps he hasn't heard it.
You what? They can hear that at Manchester Airport.
Hey, can you hear something?
Can't hear any frying in the kitchen.
No, that's because there's not frying in the kitchen. No, it's a sort of, like a thumping noise. A banging. Listen.
You're imagining it. You got a screw loose in your head. It's banging backwards and forwards when you move it.
Only one with a screw loose round here is you. No, I can definitely hear a sort of banging noise.
Am I going to get any dinner?
Yeah, I got some pies in the oven.
Pies? You've forgotten how to cook or something.
Funny you should say that. Because I was just thinking of doing you a few stuffed tomatoes and grilled mushrooms.
Stuffed tomatoes?
And mushrooms.
For me dinner?
That's right.
I'll have pies.
Fancy. Oh, hey, I know what that noise is. It's Elsie Tanner banging her head on the wall because she can't find herself a fella.
Can't think why. I think she's a smashing bit of crumpet.
I heard that.
What's that for?
You can insult me as much as you like, Stanley, but don't you dare say anything complimentary about Elsie Tanner.
Oh, give us a scotch, will you, love?
What else?
Well, someone's got to drink it, haven't they? Here. You know about the flower trade in this town, won't you, mate?
You will?
Well, the flower trade, with your bird being in it.
What bird, Squire?
Nice one, Michael.
I forgot, didn't I? I forgot they split up.
Harry Road, what are you asking about the flower trade for? I thought you got your very own personal little flower girl. Not checking up on her by any chance, eh?
The day I check up on a woman is the day I buy myself a rocking chair, darling.
For keeps, is she then, this one?
Long time for keeps, isn't it?
Been going out with her a long time.
I have, haven't I?
You're a cagey snake, Baldwin. Now that is what love does for you when it doesn't work out. Mike?
I heard you. I have another one of those, please.
It's not much, but I have plans for it.
Why not? You've got some very marketable skills. How do you feel about becoming a motor mechanic when you grow up, Tracy, instead of a nurse?
Don't listen to him, love. You get your hands mucky in this job.
Oh, well, nothing wrong with a bit of dirt. You know, the lads who did as well as any are the ones I was at school with, the ones who went into a trade, took up an apprenticeship. Two of them have got their own engineering works now. Another's a high-powered plumber. Well, he must be high-powered. He's always driving around in a BMW, and he never actually does any plumbing. And look at me! Clean fingernails and a clapped-out beetle. Which brings me to why I'm here. Can you do something with it?
What's the matter with it?
Well, it sulks a lot, especially in the mornings when it's even more antisocial than I am. It'll only condescend to start if the sun's shining, and it refuses to respond to the accelerator quite often, especially in top gear.
Well, bring it in. I'll take a look at it.
Not a pretty sight.
I'll wear my dark glasses.
When?
I'll just take a look at my book. Oh, hello, Mr. McKellar. I want a word with you. Yeah, can you give me a sec, please, while I just fix up this jant?
Fix him up? That's a laugh. If you do fix him up, it'll be more than you've done for me. I'll be outside. I've got something to show you.
Something annoyed him, would you say?
Sounds like it. It'll have to be next week.
Yeah, fine. I just hope it doesn't subside into a heap of tired metal before then.
Tuesday.
Fine. Come on then, Tracy.
I don't suppose it's exactly fireproof, you know. There must be some female somewhere that can pull the wool over his eyes.
What are you talking about?
Michael.
I've thought for a long time that he was ripe for the kill. Overripe, in fact.
Oh, yes.
You see, men think they're being very clever when they hold out as long as he has. But the older they get, the more vulnerable they are. You see, the plainest face can look remarkably beautiful when it's taken a steak and kidney pie out of the oven.
Maggie's not exactly plain, Mrs.
It shows a lot to science, dear.
Are you lot talking about me?
Mr. Baldwin, we were discussing the current trend in hemlines.
Ah.
Never even blinked when you said that, Mrs. Walker.
First, hope not after all the practice I've had.
How long has Eddie Yates been draped over that pint?
Oh, about an hour.
He's another one who's looking to his future creature comfort.
He's taking it very badly, Mrs.
Well,
Walker.
of course he is. That girl must have seemed like a miracle to him.
She can be a bit pithy sometimes, can't
What?
she? Pithy.
Yes, she can. I think I'll go over there and do my lift up your arts
Right,
bit.
yeah.
How do?
What's you?
Have you heard anything?
Not a jicky bird, have you?
No, but I wouldn't give up hope, love.
What? She meets a handsome sergeant she's been going round with before, then she gives you the ring back. I don't think there's a lot of cause for optimism.
She's just not sure, Chuck.
She's not sure of me, otherwise she wouldn't have broke it off, would she?
But she's not sure of him either.
Oh, Grace. Well, we'll all live together, all three of us. That'll solve her problem, won't it?
Anyway, I'll tell you something. I'm putting my money on you, love.
You lucky with the horses?
No.
No wonder.
Surprise, surprise. I thought you were up to your eyebrows in carnations or whatever.
No.
What you having?
Vodka and tonic.
At least it's something we got in common. The hard stuff. Bet. Vodka and tonic, another scotch. So?
What sort of a morning have you had?
Oh, up and down the usual, yeah.
So.
Yeah. No big business deals. All you do surprise me.
I've made the deal I'm interested in.
Yeah.
There we are. Still winning, I love.
Don't know about that.
Always remember, we've got something they've not got.
What's that?
Perseverance.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Look, I'm sorry.
It's only a business deal.
Yeah. Yeah, of course it is.
They're a bad match. That bonnet and that wing do not match. Do they? You can look at it forever. It won't change anything. They're a bad match. And I paid for a good match. That's what I paid for. It's not all that bad. But is it all that good? Eh? Is it? Not perfect, no. It's a long way from being perfect. Looked all right inside. In the dark? But I want to drive my car in the daylight. I mean, that's reasonable enough, isn't it? What do you want me to do? I want you to put it right. That's what I want you to do. I want the job I paid for doing. And I want it doing quick. Say in a couple of days. Got it? Hang on.
Oh, hello, Mr. Baldwin. I wasn't actually coming in.
Well, what actually were you doing?
Not for a drink, I mean. I just wanted a word with Mr. Tatlock and then back to the grindstone.
Well, why not do both? Order a large gin, so I bet it's on me. Be happy, Emily. Life is too short.
I saw that, Emily Bishop. Folk are starting to talk about you and your boss, you know.
Really? It's about time.
Emily Bishop.
Is Mr. Tatlock in?
Yes, but he's not in a very good mood. If he was a dog, we'd have to muzzle it.
I'll risk it.
You're a very brave woman.
Mr. Tatlock?
What do you want? I'm supposed to be having a quiet drink.
Yes, well, I'm sorry to disturb you, but I've been thinking. If you're finding it difficult to, well, keep on top of your allotment
And
this
who
year...
says so?
Well, I understood you were, and I've been sounding out a few of the young people at the chapel, and they'd be delighted to...
I know, it's like letting a lot of lads loose who don't know the difference between a lettuce and a cabbage on my allotment. I know you mean well, Emily, Eugene, but if you're determined to do folks a good turn, make sure it is a good one, not a lot of poppycock.
Yes, Mr. Tatlock. Sorry to have bothered you, Mr. Tatlock.
I did warn you.
Do-gooding is fraught with rejection, Bet, though I've never understood why. I mean, you'd think a good turn was better than a kick in the teeth any day of the week, but not so. Not so.
Poor Emily, she does try.
I don't do good turns anymore.
Well, that's not exactly Red Hot News, Stanley. I mean, any bloke well lets his wife carry 2 shopping bags because he reckons if he carried one, she'd overbalance.
Last good turn I did, I told the bloke's wife that he was with me when he was with another woman.
And?
She found lipstick on his collar, shot to our Hilda, told us she was married to a Jessie.
Well, I must admit, Stan, you can't fight that kind of luck.
So what's gone wrong all of a sudden? You don't come home from your dinner when you say you will do.
I didn't realise what town we'd got to.
Didn't your tummy tell you?
No.
Usually does. Anyway, I brought you some sandwiches and a can of beer.
Yeah.
Are you going to eat them?
In a minute.
You're not ill or anything, are you?
No.
Then what? This morning you're full of yourself. Now you've hardly got a word for cat. Are you in a mood?
No.
Then what?
Didn't you realise it when you came in?
Realise what?
That car, the one outside. The one Skinny did the paint job on.
So?
He's cocked it up.
So?
So the owner's blaming me, isn't he? And he wants it doing again. Pronto, or else.
Else what?
I don't know. He'd probably sue me something. For 200 quid at least.
You didn't get 200 quid, you only got 30.
27.
Well, can't you fix it yourself?
I've not got the gear. That's why I found out to Skinner.
Then he'll have to do it, won't he?
Yeah.
Well, you can't afford to lose 200 quid.
I don't need you to tell me that.
So do we, darling. Maggie? Oh, hello, Lou.
Hi.
Oh, you've been catching up on the bookwork, have you?
Footwork?
Well, I thought with it being early closing, you'd be in before me.
Oh, things to do.
Ah.
You thought about a meal yet?
Well, no. I've only just got in myself.
What do you fancy?
No, I'm not fussy.
Well, I'm not very hungry either. Salad?
Yeah? Yeah, that'd be great. Do you want a drink?
No, thanks.
We could go out, you know. We might feel hungry at the Boar's Head, eh? A plate full of Arthur's prawns cooked in butter and lashings of garlic.
No, thanks.
Who is this geezer, anyway?
Hmm?
The fellow with the piggy bank, who is he?
I've told you, he's a florist. Fruit and veg as well as flowers.
Oh, yeah. And does he call you Flower?
It's a business deal, Mike. I came to you for the money first, if you remember.
Yeah, then you went running straight to him as if you were on a string.
I didn't want to go to him. Ham with your salad or corned beef?
Hmm? Ham.
Could you go and bang them somewhere else? Like on top of Snowdon, for instance?
Nobody used to complain about me drumming where I lived before.
Drumming? You can't call that drumming. Sounds more like a door keep banging.
Drumming? What drumming? Hey, is it him I can hear through my wall?
You think yourself lucky you don't live next to him.
Well, I can still hear him. Now, look here, young man. I'll have you know that we are not used to residents what disturb the peace and quiet of this street. So you just bounce up with your drums, else I'll stick my foot through them.
You mean like you stick your nose in everybody else's business? I'll play them a lot louder for that, just to make sure you can hear.
You cheeky young monkey.
Well, thanks a lot, Mrs. Ogden. You've been a great help.
Well, I'm telling you, I'll not stand for it. Kids.
It goes over there.
I don't want it over there. I can't see it over there, can I?
You can twist your chair.
I don't want to
about
twist
where
my
the
chair
train's
around.
going to be. It's fascinating.
Look, that means
Not
that the
again.
aerial
You've
will
been
go
at
over
it
the
all
rug.
week.
It can go under the rug.
Now you're being ridiculous. The aerial goes where the aerial point is.
Then the aerial points it wrong place.
Find somewhat else wrong with the house. It's the wonder you don't ask for your money back, you know, but you don't, do you? Because I spent all the money on this place, didn't I? And I built it and all.
Where are you going?
I'm going for a pint. You can stick the telly on the roof if you like.
Good and Rita. Well, we always had a telly at that side of the fireplace next door. We did.
Oh, Rita.
Oh, Rita what?
Well, you won't even compromise, will you? You won't go halfway to meet him.
Oh, not when I'm right, I won't, no.
Here, here.
You just keep out of this, madam. But, I mean, even if you are right, well, you can't go around nitpicking at everything. It's like Len says, I mean, he's built it, so he's very sensitive about it, as any man would be about his work. Look, obviously there are problems, but they'll all get sorted out over a period of time. You needn't go at them like a terrier.
Typical wet approach. Oh, we can't upset the big white sheep, can we? That attitude went out with having kids.
That's enough, Sharon.
Well, if Len can't stand a bit of criticism.
She's right about that. There are teething problems. Let's sort them out, that's all we're saying.
Yeah, especially that shower. Oh, and bathroom door sticks and all.
I didn't expect you to agree with me. I mean, when do you ever? I don't know why I bother giving you advice. All right, then, stew in your own juice. Live in a sour atmosphere. It probably suits both your temperaments.
Mavis? Oh, I don't know. Do you think there's a jinx on this house? Seems to get everybody hot under collar.
Could be. Hey, I bet it's one of them poltergeists.
I wish you'd give over. Oh, God, that's Craig. And there's somebody banging on a wall somewhere as well.
Oh, that'll be Hilda.
I think it's a cracking job myself. Very artistic.
Oh, come on, Frank, it doesn't match. The blind man can see that.
Did you see it couldn't match when you collected it?
It was in your place, wasn't it? And the light in your place isn't that good, mate.
Well, what about the punter? He never complained either, did he? Otherwise, he wouldn't have paid you.
It still doesn't match, Frank.
It's the same colour. I mean, it's not as if half of it's yellow and the other half's purple.
He's not satisfied.
You tell me a punter who is? They're a very funny breed. Punters, they expect perfection all the time. And you and me know, Brian, that perfection does not exist. My mother thought she had a perfect baby. Look how I turned out.
Yeah, but we can try and be as perfect as possible. Can't we?
Absolutely. My sentiments entirely.
It won't take much to satisfy the guy. A quick respray. You don't have to make a masterpiece out of it. I mean, the car's not even worth that, is it?
Definitely.
Good. So when do you think you can do it for?
Me?
Yeah.
A respray?
Yeah.
How much?
How much?
Oh, resprays cost, you know. Paint, time, skill, technology.
Technology?
That's right. It's not just a quick wave with an aerosol, you know.
That's how I thought you'd done it.
Very jocular.
But you made a mess of it, didn't you, Frank? So it's up to you to put it right.
You say I made a mess of it, I don't.
The customer does too.
Hey, now, look, lad. I've never even met this fella. He's your problem, not mine. I did a job. Good job. You paid me for it. Amen. See you, Brian. Oh, any other business you can put my way, I'd be grateful.
So what am I going to tell this bloke?
Tell him he's colourblind.
So, I'm sorry.
What for?
Well, that crack of mine about your Father Christmas.
I've told him he's not my Father Christmas. He's just a friend of mine who lent me some money.
Known him long, have you?
Oh, years.
Your age, is he?
No. He's in his 60s at least. Happily married. Grandad, I think.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You're still aggravated with me, though, aren't you? Turning you down, not lending you the money.
No. Disappointed. Anyway, I've got it now.
I know, but I mean, I thought with you being cool all day, and you have been, you know that, don't you?
Have I?
Oh, blimey. It's like living in the east wind. Well, there's nothing else wrong, is there? Maggie?
Depends how you look at it.
Look at what?
At me being pregnant.
You're what?
I'm pregnant. That's where I was this afternoon, seeing the doctor.
Oh, my God.
It's either a burglar or Fred's back. Very early for a burglar. Come to that, it's very early for Fred. Yeah.
Heidi, hi!
Not a burglar.
Morning, ladies.
Morning, Fred. We didn't expect you quite so early.
Up like a lark, Mrs. Walker, don't you worry. Breakfast 7 o'clock. I caught the quarter-past-8 train. I thought I'll get there before the rush starts, because she'll be waiting for me. Counting the minutes, I bet, eh? Counting the minutes, were you?
Oh, I was, definitely. You still came back, though.
Cheeky, there's no present for you now. Now, let's have a look in here. There we go. Now, this is for Mrs. Walker.
Oh, Fred, you shouldn't.
Go on, Betty, there's one for you.
Thank you.
And, here we are.
Oh, thanks, Fred. It's just what I wanted.
All right, look, touch of the old Gibraltar. There you go, look. Sweet for the sweet.
Oh, ah.
Where shall I put it, Mrs. Walker? On the side?
For now, I think, yes. Thank you. Enjoyed yourself by the sound of it.
Oh, smashing, Betty, smashing. In the pool, first thing I was, 2 or 3 sharp lengths. Half an hour's PT, you know, then the old pitch and putt, you know. Oh, fit as a lot I am. Fit as a lot.
Well, I'm very glad to hear it, Fred, because actually we are running a bit late. So I'm sorry to bring you back to reality so soon.
Say no more, Mrs. Walker. That's what I'm here for. Come on, Turpin, chop, let's get on.
Oh, by heck, this holiday's done you a power of good, but it's not doing that for me.
Come on, get on with it.
Hey, don't you start nothing. Turn into a mucky old chap.
Oh, well, how's it been, Betty?
Oh, same as usual. She's been chucking away to that. We've been doing all the work.
Has she cottoned on, like?
Has she gotten on to what?
Oh, come on, Betty. Cottoned on about me giving Sammy Chadwick's missus her car while she was on holiday.
Ask yourself, Fred. She'd have met you with a frying pan if she had done that, wouldn't she?
More likely to give me the sack.
Definitely.
Mind you, it does as well to pull a flanker now and again, provided you can get away with it. Wouldn't mind going away again. I'll get myself another 85 quid. No, Betty, though, seriously, I I've just been doing the American crawl while I've been there, you know. I've been doing a bit of thinking. I'm not going to be a dish rag round here anymore. That's all finito caput. Not that there's going to be this Fred do this, Fred do that. All that business is gone, Betty, gone.
Are you going to tell her?
Betty, I'm a different fella that one who went away. You mark my word.
Fred, do move your case. Now, I don't know what it's doing on the stairs, but I almost fell over it.
Yes, Mrs. Walker. Right away, Mrs. Walker. Well, give me a chance. I've only just got back.
You've not got the girls working on bank holiday.
Ha! You've got to be joking. It's hard enough to get them to work on an ordinary Monday.
Why are you going in then?
Well, not to feed the cat, that's for sure. No, matter of fact, I've got Len Fairclough doing a bit of joinery work for me. You know what these workers are like. You've got to point them at the job, haven't you? Otherwise they spend all morning looking for it. And at £5 an hour.
Oh.
You know, I still can't believe it.
I'm not finding it that easy myself.
No. Still, if I suppose it's good enough for Charles and Di, good enough for us, eh?
Can't help thinking they've got a lot more going for them.
Well, we've got a lot going for us. I mean, we're not short of a few bob, are we? No, Charles bound to be brain in it with parents like you and me, and good looking.
And inconvenient. They never come at the right time. Here am I, trying to build a business up.
You're not sorry, are you?
Not sorry exactly, just...
Yeah.
You know, you might not know it yet, but you have got a very special daddy. Most daddies take the little boys out on bank holiday and play with them on the swings and buy them ice cream and take the mummies for nice lunches. But not your daddy. Your daddy goes to work. But he's very kind, because he lets Mummy and Nicky sit and watch him.
Tell her what it's all about, Nick.
I know what it's all about, don't be daft. Whose is that car outside?
Whose do you think?
It's not still, what's his name, McKellar's, is it?
Well, he won't drive it like it is, and Skinner won't spray it again.
So it just stops here? He's cutting off his nose to spite his face, leaving it here.
He's making a point, isn't he? He says he's not driving it round while it's two different colours.
You can tell. I can.
You're a woman, aren't you? A man on a galloping horse wouldn't notice.
How many galloping horses are there around here? So what are you going to do about it?
Not much you can do. Pay somebody to put it right, I'll give McKellar his money back.
But you haven't got the money. Skinner's got it.
I can't beat it out of him, can I? He says he's done a good job. That's where he's crafty. He keeps his head down so Muggins he gets all the aggro.
Do you think it's worth a phone call to Qatar, see what Ron thinks?
No, I don't. I'm standing on my own 2 feet. I'm not running to run every time I get trouble.
You have got a proud daddy, come here. Daft and skint, but proud. It's a millionaire wants his Rolls Royce mending. Well, nearly.
He's working on a bank holiday.
He's taking the rest of the year off.
Now that is a job worth having. Hello, Nicky. How are you?
There's nothing wrong, is there?
No, it's going like a dream. No, I was just out to get a bottle of wine and saw your door was open. And been carrying that around.
Hey, thanks. Wish everybody paid that fast.
Yeah, I must admit, I don't normally, but when a job's well done...
You wouldn't like a chat with a fella called McKellar, would you?
Who?
That wasn't a job well done. Hey, you can show us how pleased you are by sharing us a glass of wine.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid that's more than my life's worth. I've been press-ganged into taking the folks a run out. We're going to find a river bank, fight off the midges and have a picnic.
Are you listening?
Look, I can't stay, but seriously, I was really pleased with that service that you did. I mean, normally when I get the car back, there's more wrong with it than when I took it in. And before you say anything, yes, I will. I'll pass it around with pleasure. Nothing like a spot of the old word of mouth.
Keep talking, mate.
Oh, well. Bye. Oh, drop the receipt in sometime, will you?
I will. See ya.
You won't get any word of mouth from your Mr. Geller. Or if you do, it'll be the wrong word.
Just leave it to one who knows, eh?
You might be the one who knows, but we're the ones who matter, aren't we? Hey?
Oh, you found it then?
Well, you said the office door, and this is the only one I could find. And will you stop slamming this damn thing? You've set all the joints out of kilter here. If you want to wallop something, have a go at your girls. That'll be a bit cheaper for you.
Oh, you're joking. That's the only thing in this place and not in the union. Mind you, I wouldn't put it past it. Look at it. Moth-eaten old muggy, look.
That's what I could do with you now. Sitting in a little corner somewhere, curled up. Preferably with a pint in my hand.
Oh, well, I can't offer you a beer, but I can manage a whiskey if you want.
Oh, I shall swallow the insult, then. By the way, your keys.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah. You're not going to charge me troubled time or something, are you? Working on a bank holiday?
Truth, I'm damn glad to be away from that house today. Rita complaining about everything in sight. That little kid next door banging hell out of his drums.
Morning.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Oh, hello, Mr. Baldwin.
Well, if you come to work, you're 2.5 hours late. Anyway, it's a bank holiday.
I haven't come to work. I've come to feed cats.
Oh, yeah? Who's coming to feed us?
Nobody by the look of it.
Well, you're two grown fellas, aren't you? You can look after yourselves. A cat can't.
That cat can't. If that cat saw a mouse, it'd ask it to flame and we'll dance.
No, Cleo. Look what your Auntie Iris got for you.
Hey, what you giving it anyway?
Chicken. Oh. She likes chicken, don't you, darling?
God, blimey. Yeah, I fancy that myself.
Well, keep your hands off. Because she'll tell me if you pinch any.
Yeah, I believe that too.
But that, Cleo, I'll see you tomorrow.
Right, you get the bread, I'll fight the cat.
Right.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Hey, it's not a bad life, is it, eh?
Nope. Here, keep this to yourself.
What?
What I'm going to tell you. Maggie and me, we're expecting a baby.
Hey, I'll drink to that.
Well, you don't sound surprised.
I'm not. It happens, doesn't it? Not to me and Rita, but it does happen.
You'd have liked a kid of your own, would you?
I've got one, haven't I? A son. Big lad now, married. But I blew it, didn't I? Lost him. Lost my wife. Yeah, I would have liked a kid. I would have liked a kid with Rita.
You recommend him, then?
If you treat him better than I did, yeah. I don't know what it's like. It's sort of... it makes a man of you. It's like being born again. You know, you make plans for them that you made for yourself and never fulfilled. No, I won't make the same mistakes again. Next one I'll keep. Not that there's going to be a next one.
Well, you never know your luck, do you?
Oh, no way. I would have liked to have seen it over the yard, though. Fairclough and Son.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got a point there. Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. And may all your troubles be little lads.
Elizabeth, you don't happen to have seen a grey glove of mine lying around, do you?
No, I haven't, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, dear. Suppose it could be in the car.
Yeah. So, see, you and Bert went to the same place on your day off, then? Don't you start me off. Now what? That flaming husband of mine. All I said was that I don't think that Gail should be pushing our Brian as hard as she is. And what do I get? Oh, come on, my sweet. If he wants to be working in that garage instead of taking us out for afternoon, well, good luck to him. Well, what's wrong with that? Because I don't want him slaving every hour that God sends just because she says so.
Where'd you get that from? Off a sugar bag? Who says she says so?
I say. I know her. Aren't you glad you're not married, Elsie?
I sometimes wonder how I survived 3 of them. Mind you, I'm not saying it was all the fella's fault.
Yeah, but it is, though.
I thought it was Gail's a minute ago.
Good throwing that. Yeah, well. Oh, blow 'em, it please yourselves. I'm taking Bert to Black Park. There's always something going off there on Bank Holiday Monday. It's a good idea, that. I think I'll come with you. Oh, Vera. Oh, go on, then. How about yours, then?
You want me to help you take the strain? What strain? Nothing, love, nothing.
Yes, then.
Tell me, has Fred been taking his lady friends out in the road while I've been away?
Well, not to my knowledge, Mrs. Walker. Oh, no, he wouldn't do a thing like that. Wouldn't he?
Some woman's been in that car. I found my grey glove tucked down the seat, but not before I had found another feminine article which does not belong to me. Now, don't say a word to Fred. I'll question him myself.
Oh, yes, love. Is Mr. Dean?
I'm afraid he's not, but he won't be long.
Oh, dear, I can't wait. Will he be on duty tonight?
Yes, he will. But you're Mrs. Chadwick, aren't you? You're in here a week or two back.
That's right.
Yeah.
Would you tell him I've called? It's rather important.
Yes. Yes, I will.
Hey, we better be going now.
What's the hurry?
Hey, listen, do you think I should ring our Brian up and he might want to come? Oh, listen, if he's happy at his job, leave him be. I wish you'd stop pushing me.
She's always shoving and pushing. That's the trouble with her.
But it's your responsibility! I mean, why don't you take it back to the paint shop and get a proper job done?
It's bank holiday.
I'm here on bank holiday, and my wife's at home waiting to be driven to her mother's in Lancaster. And me with no car.
It's outside, take it.
Not on the road in that state, no way. Look, I'll give you 30 quid back and we call it a deal. We will not. Now, that car stays here until the job is done to my satisfaction. And if I have to hire another motor, you get the bill!
Bye, you've taken your time, haven't you?
Ah, it was that fellow Wainwright, wasn't it? Took him 10 minutes to sort it out, get the flaming thing weighed and that.
Listen, never mind about that. You've had a visitor, Mrs. Chadwick.
What does she want?
Well, I don't know, but she said it was important. She's coming back tonight. Mind you, Fred, it could be something to do with what Mrs. Walker found.
Eh?
But she was looking for her gloves in the car. She found a feminine article under the seat.
What feminine article?
I don't know, that's all she said, a feminine article. Covers a multitude of sin, doesn't it?
Oh, give over, Betty. I won't be that daft, would I?
Well, that's what I thought, but I decided you was.
Ah, well, I didn't, did I?
Anyway, she's going to question you, she said. I hope she's here. Think on. I didn't say anything.
No. Oh, I got your letter posted off to America, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, did you? I thought perhaps you'd taken it personally. How much do I owe you?
Oh, doesn't matter, something out.
I'd rather pay.
Oh, all right, then. It was 40p, 2 12.5s and 15.5.
40p, yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Walker. Hey,
what?
I thought you said she wanted to question me.
Well, she does, but that's our Annie, ain't it? You got to do a bit of suffering first.
Feminine article, you said?
Feminine article.
Are you sure? And he's not in the bar? Oh. No, it doesn't matter. No, thanks. No, love, it's me. No, I'm not coming home for it. No, there's not much doing here. I've been trying to go to Skinner by the phone, but I can't find him. Look, I've told you, I'll settle it myself. I'm not shouting, I'm telling you. Shall I bring some chips home?
Come in.
You wanted me, Mrs. Walker?
Yes, Fred, come and sit down. I'll come straight to the point. Have you been carrying round any of your lady friends in my car?
Me, Mrs. Walker? Oh, good heavens, no. Whatever makes you think that?
Because I found an article, a strange article, under the seat.
What strange article?
This strange article, to be precise. Now, it isn't mine, and I'm sure that it doesn't belong to anyone to whom I might conceivably have given a lift. So I can only reach one conclusion.
Well, it's not me, Mrs. Walker. I mean, that's worth a bob or two, that. I mean, I'm not saying anything against my lady friends, but... Oh, they're out of that bracket, Mrs. Walker.
No, I must confess that that thought had crossed my mind. So, no lady friends. Now, have you been using the car for some illicit purpose? Have you been taxiing anybody around? Did you give somebody a lift?
Definitely not, Mrs. Walker, no.
So, the mystery is still unsolved, but the case isn't closed.
All very intriguing, Mrs. Walker. I'd like to know what it is when you find out.
I'm sure you would, Fred.
Very intriguing.
Well, they don't make films like that anymore.
Thank the Lord.
Oh, I enjoy it. You know, I think there's something very wicked about sitting in a dark cinema on a nice sunny afternoon.
It makes a change.
And a change is always good for you. And we are heading for a big one.
Monumental.
Too early for a glass of wine.
I could do with something.
You know, I'm quite getting used to it. You know, I mean, the idea of a kid, well, that's exciting, isn't it, eh? And the thought of me being a dad, well, that's unbelievable.
Do you want to believe it?
Yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. I mean, kids are a bonus, aren't they? Eh? I mean, it's not all sleepless nights and nappies. Nah. Someone for me to con in my old age. Like my old man used to con me. God bless him. Now, what you got to do is you got to give them everything that you wanted but never had. Anyway, that's the gospel according to Len Fairclough.
Oh, how did he get on the subject?
I told him. We were having this chat,
You
see.
told him?
Yeah. Well, why not?
Oh, no reason at all. It'll be down that street like wildfire. It'll get to Marion, she'll take it to the shop. Your factory will be buzzing with it.
Well, it's no secret, is it?
Well, I thought it might have been for a week or two at least, until we decided what to do.
I see. Well, for what it's worth, I'll be proud to be anyone's dad.
There's more to it than that. I just wish you hadn't told anybody.
Look, I told him in confidence. He won't spread it around.
You won't catch Mike Baldwin acting daft like that. It's #1 first, second and third with him. Brian, if you go kowtowing to customers, they'll walk all over you.
Not acting daft, Ivy. He's building a reputation for the future. You don't do that with shoddy workmanship.
But it's not him that did it.
Will you shut up? The pair of you. It's my problem and I'll handle it. I know the McKellers of this world. He'll come round sooner or later. He's all talk, that one.
You might think so, Brian. Not in business as long as mine.
Hey, I've been hammering your front door down.
Well, you do yourself a mischief then, won't you? Because Bert's at Legion and I'm in here in case you hadn't noticed. What do you want, 10-year-old? I thought we'd seen last of you.
And she's supposed to be a friend of mine. I was going to ask you if you'd seen your Brian.
And he's here and all.
Well, I can see that, can't I? Hey, we thinking about going back to the garage?
I wasn't thinking of doing no.
Well, I'd change my mind if I were you. I were on my way home, and it's a good job I was, because I was past the betting shop. And I looked home as a fella tampering about with a car outside your garage. Anyway, he gets out, locks it up and walks away. Well, me being nosy on my mother's side, I thought I'd go and have a look.
Vera, will you get to the point, please?
I am getting to the point. Anyway, there's a big sheet of paper with letters printed all over it, stuck on the windscreen. Well, I've wrote it down, kid. Frightened me. Warning, this so-called garage does a rotten job.
Flaming McKellar.
Right, get your glad rags on. I'll take you down the Armenian for a kebab.
Not tonight.
Good, help me understand, women, will you? I mean, for weeks you've been bending my ear. Why don't you take me out for a meal? Let's go out and eat sometime, shall we? So I say, let's go, and you say, no, not tonight.
I felt like it then. I don't feel like it now.
Oh, come on, for Pete's sake. What's wrong with you? Come
I
on,
just don't feel like it. I don't have to feel like it because you want me to feel like it, do I? I do have a life of my own, you know. Oh, why did this have to happen to me now? Just when I've got the shop and...
Hey, come on.
It couldn't have come at a worse time. It just couldn't.
You know, that was one of the first lessons my old man ever taught me. Huh? There's no such thing as a good time. Bad times, no worse times. You just have to make the best of them, that's all. Maggie, look. This baby is going to be our kid, right? And any problems that we come across along the way are going to be our problems. Okay?
Check the toilets, Fred.
Pardon?
They are up to their old tricks again. Mrs. Henbury of the Sidmouth Arms had an emerald and diamond ring worth heaven knows how much stolen last Friday. A man comes in before closing time, orders a drink and goes down to the toilet. She locks up while he's still there. Now, he waits for her to go to bed, he ransacks the place and then lets himself out. At least that is what the police think happened. So, check the toilets.
Check the toilets.
Could I have your glasses, please, gentlemen? We take our life in our hands every day of the week. We're closed, madam.
Oh, I wasn't after a drink. Is Mr. G in? You said he would be.
Mr. G.
Oh, you're all clear in there, Mrs. Walker? Oh, hello.
Fred, this lady wants a word with you. We really should be locking up.
Well, won't be a tick, Mrs. Walker. What do you want?
Well, have you found...
Keep it quiet. What's the way?
You haven't by any chance found a lighter in your car, have you? A gold one?
A lighter? No.
Well, it must be there. I've looked everywhere else and I'm going spare, I am honest. That lighter cost Sammy a bomb and he's noticed I haven't been using it, so I've had to tell him.
Well, I'll have a real good look round for it, yeah.
Well, I think you'd better. Because if he comes round after it, he won't go whispering like me.
He'll shout it from the rooftops.
Yeah, well,
So you'll have a good look, won't
as I
you?
say, I will. I'll have a real good look. And thanks very much for calling. Just say that I'll keep in touch, eh? Bye. Friend of my sister's. Met her on a day trip to Harrogate. Wants me to keep in touch, you know.
Really?
Small old world, innit?
It's a strange one at times.
Don't forget, if this is a little too early for you, you could always catch Coronation Street at 12 and 6:30 weekdays. Back to This Morning, and the soap opera continues after the break with Emmerdale.